what do they call it? Like a wedding, not reception, but greeting. I don't know, the day before. Today's the wedding. And then back in Sacramento early tomorrow. So it's a quick trip, but did the show yesterday, walked around the city a little bit, and then had the event last night. Oh, by the way.
By the way.
So in Houston, randomly for a wedding, right? Walk into the festivities last night. Within 3 people of who I see, it's kind of like I look at someone, they look at me.
Steve Goss.
We both can kind of tell that we know each other, but I wasn't certain. And then he says, "Hey," this was the exact line. "Hey, did you used to work at Sports 1140 KHDK?"
Huh.
And I said, "Well, yes and yes. I mean, it's now Sactown, I go, "Wait, I do know you from what?" And then so we ended up going back and forth, and his name is Xavier. He used to work in promotions and did van hits and stuff like that back in around 2016, I think, 15, 16, 17. So yeah, randomly.
Wow. And is he a friend of the bride, the groom?
Of the groom, and then of the people, he seemed to, he was talking about Chris Watkins a lot. He was very close. He's like, "Chris is my guy."
Wow.
And so that's when he was more in promotions, and of course everybody knows Bobby Jones. So
yes.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I'm like, wow, all the way out here and run into someone that used to work with us at the station.
That is so random in Houston.
Yes.
Well, I just talked to Chris Watkins yesterday. What a weird coincidence.
Yeah. How's he doing?
He's just Chris Watkinsing.
Yeah. Which he does well.
Talking about studio stuff. Apparently, we've had a studio makeover in the bullpen now for a while, and it sounds like it might happen soon enough. Who knows? So there's all kinds of strategizing and all that fun stuff. Now, when you're in Houston, I was only in Houston once. No, I was in Houston twice. I was in Houston very briefly on the RV trip, and then we did a Super Bowl Radio Row in Houston, and then drove to New Orleans afterwards. If I remember correctly, Houston is just really depending on if you're in Houston, like the city, it's just this sprawling metropolis. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get a chance to, I know there's all kinds of outskirts of Houston, which I assume you're in.
It's a great question. I don't know the city super well either. I feel like we must be in the major hub of, I don't know. It's a big, big city. But we didn't, we had there was a kind of a groom's bus, I guess, the party of the groom that we took to one of those big vans. I don't know, it could seat about 15 or 20 that we took to this event last night. Otherwise, we're just on foot here. We just, Ubered here. We'll Uber to the airport tomorrow. So everything's by foot. There's a big mall. We're at a hotel that's close to a huge mall downtown. So that's kind of where we walked around.
The one memory, and really the only memory I have of Houston, shockingly, is food. I don't remember what the restaurant was, but my buddy, I was with my buddy, actually the guy that introduced me to my wife. He and I were out there, and we went to this Tex-Mex place, and I've often said Tex-Mex, and this is not a popular opinion, by the way. I acknowledge it. Tex-Mex is my favorite Mex. I love Tex-Mex. And it was the best Tex-Mex I ever had in my life in Houston. First off, sometimes you go to a Mexican restaurant and they'll bring, chips and salsa, very common. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they'll bring out a couple. This place brought out 3 bowls of like a red salsa, a green salsa, and then I don't know what the other one was, like a fruity salsa. And they were warm. They weren't hot. They weren't room temperature. They were specifically warmed for the occasion. I had never had warmed salsa before. Oh my God, it was fantastic. And then I knew we got a bunch of stuff and everything was good, but the one thing I remember, this won't turn you on, but they had these.
Let's try.
They had these massive, like, God, as big as my palm, Gulf shrimp, and they kind of sliced the back to create almost like a shrimp hot dog bun, if you will, and they stuffed it with cotija cheese, and then they wrapped the shrimp in bacon and fried them up, and it's one of the best things I've ever put in my mouth. Hello. So I don't know if you've had much of a chance to go out and do the food, but I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I guess it would have to be lunch for today, because otherwise then it's, wedding food tonight, which I have no idea what that is. That's usually, in the history of weddings that I've gone to, that's usually one of the big moments. If you're just a, observer of the wedding, not a key party. I'm not
Sure.
a major part of this wedding, but I'm here to support. That's great. But yeah, we'll see what the food is tonight.
Yeah, I also would have to ask, you are coming back tomorrow.
Correct.
And I am curious what went into the thought process. And what I mean by that is you're out there, it's a 3-day weekend. Was there at any point a thought of staying out there and then maybe coming back on Sunday or even Monday morning?
I don't know if that was ever discussed. I think part of it was getting back to know that we would have most of the day Saturday, all day Sunday, and Monday being off. And a lot of people were tricked this year about Memorial Day. This is the earliest it could possibly be, because it's always the last Monday in May. And people are like, no, it's one more week. No, that'd be June 1st.
It's a little weird.
This is the early. Yeah. So it threw people off, myself included. But yeah, it's nice to get back and still have a long weekend ahead.
It is a long weekend. I think I told you yesterday. I got my weekend up the hill.
Modified?
Yeah, modified. We're now going up Saturday, coming back either Sunday or Monday. Oh, but at this point, I'll take what I can get. It's been 2 months since I've been there.
You didn't give a lot of details, and maybe there's a reason, but just got modified.
Just got modified. Yeah.
Okay.
As opposed to what? No, it's okay. Hey, you can speak freely.
No, I didn't know what the reason, because it was going to be a couple days up there.
We were going to go up Friday and come back Monday, but what ends up happening is the other couple we go up with, he served our country overseas, and
thank you for your service.
Yeah, absolutely. And he got a back injury through his service that's kind of chased him around a little bit, and we often golf together, but he, as anyone who has chronic back issues knows, it's something that never really goes away. You have to maintain it, and so it's been getting a little bit more uncomfortable for him lately. So he's getting an epidural, which tends to help him for a while. He's getting that. He either got it yesterday or early today, and going to have a day of recovery, and that's fully understandable. The other thing, though, is, and like I said, it is always something. They got they got a new kitten. It is a bright orange kitten that I'll actually be meeting tonight for the first time. The best thing about the kitten so far is they named the kitten Chicken because it's orange. So, orange chicken. Also, Chicken is a wonderful name for a cat. I don't know why. I just very much like that name. But they don't want to leave the cat, around the house for more than a day. And I'm thinking, it's a cat. It's a cat. It's not a dog.
Can they bring it?
That's what I was saying too, but they're worried it'll get, it's just a complication. So that it's fun. It's whatever. But like I said, it is like, I feel like every trip up there now is basically, we need to do this for Dave or he's going to freak out. So let's all suck it up.
Yeah.
And go up there. It's just like, Jesus, guys.
But how, okay. A question from the audience.
Please.
How come you guys have to come home?
We don't. We don't. We may stay. We may actually stay an extra day.
Gotcha.
It's nice I like having a full day, especially, we'll come home Monday. If we do, we come home early. We may just stay up there, to your point, as a family Sunday night. And then, because, as much as we all 8 of us get along, there's differences. Like they don't, they two of the members of their family don't like cheese. That's a big deal to me. So oftentimes we have to
get out.
Yeah, exactly. Like how do you not like cheese? Like what are we doing? But we adapt, we overcome. And I found myself last night sending texts out in the group chat as I have relented because of course, and now I am trying to find activities in and around Pollock Pines for everybody to do. By the way, I don't think I mentioned in that whole ballad of I just feel the sense of entitlement from everyone is overwhelming. I do always fail to mention, too, that we have a boat up there. We have a boat and a lake that is 3 minutes from the house. But even a boat is, you go out and it's just, the sun, it's fine. But then, getting it in and getting it out. And it's like, we have a boat, we have a plate, we have all this stuff. And it's just,
Are you the captain?
I guess, but I've also, and yes, I have a captain's hat.
I was going to ask.
I knew that's what you were going to ask, and absolutely,
important.
Absolutely. The boat came with the house when we bought it, and the very first thing I did was Amazon myself a big white captain's hat. This is true, but I have, and again, in the interest of sharing and communal fun, I have many times given up the captaincy and encouraged, nay, persuaded even others to also drive the boat. Which the boat it's nothing crazy, but I'm not a boat guy, so I'm going to sound like an idiot to boat people. I sound like an idiot anyways, but it's got a stereo on there that you can Bluetooth your music. It's got one of those, it's not called a rack. It's like a big metal thing that goes over and across the boat in the middle. And that thing has 2 speakers on it. And the purpose of it, I forget what it's called, but you tie the strings on it that connect to a board, wakeboard. It's a wakeboarding thing, and you tie the rope strings. You tie the rope to it so that you can wakeboard, or we have a tube, big giant tube that the kids can hold on to, or adults. So you jam around the lake, and you're wakeboarding, or nobody knows how to wakeboard. So we're tubing around the whole thing, just sitting, even just casually boating around with some tunes on, and it's fine, whatever. I'm like, come on,
I think
man.
you're underselling yourself. You completely sound like a boat guy.
What was it? The strings?
Yeah, the strings, and then the first thing you mentioned, the stereo. I mean,
yeah,
sounds like classic boat guy. You said you were willing to give up the captain's chair, but do you ever give up the hat?
No.
Yeah,
they get their own hat, dude.
Yeah, that's the right move.
Let's see. Peg Junk in the chat. Good morning to everybody in the YouTube chat. Hello, hi, how are you? Don't let Dave take a nap with the kitten. Thanks, Peg. That's
good knowledge.
Yeah, that is actually really good knowledge. So, yeah, I don't know, man. We're gonna do that. There is one other thing. I don't know if you've ever done this before. Again, I sleep in a room where I have like a little swamp cooler in the summer, and I have fans, not people that listen to the show, but electric fans that are blowing on me. I sleep in a wind tunnel. Every once in a while, and I don't know why, this happens once in a blue moon, I'll wake up, and for some reason, while I was sleeping, my eye must have been propped open, because I wake up, and in this case this morning, my right, your left, if you're looking at me, eye, it just basically looked like it was like blood red on I for somehow my eyelid was open enough to where there was constant air on it all night long, and I woke up and it was just burning, and I couldn't see barely out of it. It was tearing up. Now it's better now because it's re-moisturized or whatever. But what I'm getting at, Jason, is I don't have allergies per se like my dad or my wife, but there are some times where I will feel things. Hello. Right now, and the problem with them is that I don't know if today I have allergies or am I beginning, is this the beginning of some form of cold or sickness? I feel just the very beginnings
Well,
of some sniffles.
We can do some detective work here, can't we?
I am going on the app right now. I figured that's where you were going, and you're 100% right. It occurred to me. I have not looked. Let's see. The Ring app. Let's see. The good news is I don't see any warnings. It does say my sleep score out of 100 last night was 57. Let's see here. 4 hours and 41 minutes. For restfulness, it says pay attention. I got 52 minutes of REM sleep. That's in red. 18 minutes of deep sleep. And remember I told you it always tries to be nice? It's going to be all right. It's time to take action. Your sleep score is declining. To get back on track, try to keep your sleep schedule consistent and find something calming to do in the evening. You'll get there. It does appear you've gotten less sleep lately. It's okay. Getting enough sleep isn't always easy. Sometimes it helps if you don't focus on sleep too much. It can help remove some of the mental pressure. So
that's just about length, though. That doesn't mean you're sick.
Hello. Well, this week, 4 hours and 41 minutes last night, 5 hours and 3 the night before. Hey, 6 hours and 54 minutes on Wednesday. That was a good job. 4:57 Tuesday, 5. So I'm averaging around 5 hours of sleep.
Well, the good thing is knowing you and hearing that breakdown from them, and they are trying to be nice, but I don't think they're dialed into you. For them to say, hey, some of the things to do is don't think about sleep when you're not getting enough sleep. That they're pulling the wrong string there.
They are. And if I'm being honest, all this really means is that I usually get this around Thursday or Friday. I get this notice, and all it really means is you've gone through the week. It's Friday, and then now I make up the sleep throughout the weekend, or I try to at least.
Yeah, well, I'm glad the Ring, because remember the last time you're like, I don't know, I don't think anything's bad, and then the phone was warning you, and then you were down and out for a couple days.
Yeah, that's why when I see that, and it's like, it's so funny because the warning comes up, and they try not to freak you out, but the background is like this really, really in-depth looking storm cloud with like lightning going off in it.
Wasn't it red?
Yeah. The worse it gets, then, because it'll start out with, hey, pay attention, something might be going on. And then it graduates to major signs of strain, and it'll say your body temperature is up 1.5 degrees, your breathing is different, your heart rate, This one, I'm looking at it right now on my symptom radar. It says no signs of strain. Your biometrics are in a good place, but sometimes it can be. I'm choosing to think, Jason, that it's just. But I'm a little sniffly, and obviously I've been thinking all week about it in the back of my head, but.
Well, any chance that you were sleeping too close to a dog last night?
I'm always sleeping too close.
And I do mean the dogs.
Yes, I'm always sleeping too close to a dog. And, of course, last night my wife came to bed, and I was half out, and I hear this, oh, God. And I look, or I go, what? Apparently one of the dogs had thrown up on her comforter. So she had to go get the backup comforter for her side and deal with it.
Sure it wasn't you.
Might have been. Can you sleep puke? Is that a thing? The great
called Sloop.
French bulldogs are. I love them, and they're amazing, and they're everything the stereotype says on every side. They are just little cartoon characters that brighten your life, and blah blah blah. Way beyond the whole designer dog. I was very skeptical, and I admit. I love my Frenchies. I 100% do. Little bat ears, their personalities, they're great. However, they are genetic nightmares, and that is a fact. So we literally have to stop them from drinking too much water because, especially Gus, they will just automatically barf. The great thing for a husband is that they are incredibly gassy dogs, which makes them great cover. If you ever need that. But they are, in fact, they will blow your doors off. And it smells like rotten lettuce usually. I don't know if you've ever smelled that. No, it's terrible, dude. But they will barf. And usually every other morning, I find myself around 4 a.m. when I get up and I let them out at 3:30. There are probably 2 to 3 mornings a week where I am standing in the kitchen in bare feet with the house dead silent, contemplating my life as my left hand is holding a collar of a dog and my right hand has a paper towel in which I am wiping my dog. While my dog looks at me like, what are you doing, dude? Because Frenchies don't have tails, so they can't pinch it off. So I don't know if you've ever wiped a dog's ass before, Jason, but it'll make you rethink your life.
I think I'm gonna start picking that up.
Are you?
Yeah, something I've missed.
Campeo's happy that Richie the wagon. That we really don't. Let's not.
I think that's sticking.
Let's not have that. Let's move on from that. Can we?
Rich, how was the post-show follow-up?
Well, it's funny is that I actually had, I forgot, I actually had a planned meeting with the big boss about a client, and I walk in and the meeting's getting ready to go because it started at 10. We get off at 10. And it was Scott Marsh, Bill Louie, our sales manager, and Richie, our program director. So really, you had the who's who of management in there. And as soon as I walked in, I will confess, I did look to the corners to see if there was an HR person in there. There wasn't. So it was fine. I just, did I have to write on the whiteboard, I will not insult the market manager repeatedly? Maybe. I can't share the details, but let's just say I'm back at work today. So
You made it.
You know what, Jason, I did. I was in one of those meetings with you, actually.
You were, and now that I know how you think, I mean, if it was ever going to happen, I might, no, that would be cruel, but it would be a thought. I would say, look, if you have to do this, can you like hide HR like in the other room and just torture them for just like about 2 minutes?
Just so people understand, in the market manager's office, there is a door in the middle of the
a mystery door.
It's a mystery door that I think has a sink or something in there.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. And you could actually literally have the HR person pop out of there. Surprise.
Yeah.
I have said this in front
surprise and surprise.
With the current market manager and our new HR person present, I have told them, as I told our old HR person, Rachel, I have told them in no uncertain terms that if there is ever a situation where they have to fire me, I want it to be different. I want it to be fun.
Celebratory?
I said, if you want to sing about it, rap about it. I said, if you want to do a thing where you ask everybody this is my personal favorite, everybody who currently is employed by Bonneville have a seat. And then when I go to sit down, not so fast, Dave. Like something.
Fun game.
Yeah, something.
Not enough chairs.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want it to be, and then when the news breaks, I want to be able to go around, high five everyone. I want it, Jason, you have, and we'll break here. You have a few times, and Chris as well. You guys, I don't know that one last time I went to a funeral, but you guys have been to a couple and with the show on, and you call it a celebration of life.
Well, that's what they call it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying you don't call it a funeral. You always refer to it as as they do, a celebration of life. I would like, if I am ever fired, I don't want it to be a firing. I want it
celebration
to be
of work.
Celebration of work. A celebration of, let's not focus on the loss. Let's celebrate what was and be happy, especially in my case, I've been here forever, and be happy for what we experienced together.
So maybe I can picture the entire staff lined up in like one of those arm tunnels.
Yes.
And you run through it, and at the end there's like, Dave, you're fired, and you run through the banner.
Yes. I want that leading into the conference room or into the room in the back, the lounge. I want Jim Boys catered. Mm-hmm. I want crumble cookies. and I want everybody to sit around and we all just tell jokes and memories and all that. And then in the end, I'll just get up and be like, well, everybody, see you around. Good evening, good morning, and good night. I do the Truman Show thing, and that's it. And we're all happy. And when I leave, somebody goes, you know what? That's probably the best firing I've ever seen. Good luck to him.
And then you walk outside, your car's being towed.
Yeah, exactly. Got divorce papers when I get back. My kids.
Wow.
Yeah, everything falls apart. My dog won't look at me. Yeah.
But those Jim Boys and crumble cookies.
Hey, baby. Why not? Hey, you know what? Nothing says getting fired like crumble cookies. That'd be a good tagline. We've got we've got a big Friday show for you. We've got basketball. We've got a successful local baseball team. We have a tragedy in NASCAR that we are going to talk about. That hit out of nowhere. And Jason, I want to open it. I see all the other shows having all these philosophical conversations about trades and decisions and all that. I want to talk to you about Domantas Sabonis and the general philosophy surrounding the Sacramento Kings, because I had a little bit of an epiphany last night. Is that okay?
Yeah, maybe that's what happened to your eye.
That might be what I got pink eye. We'll take a break. We'll come back. Knicks win. We'll go over it next.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
No matter where you're headed this Memorial Day, know that every road starts with Cellathon. Going on now at your California Ford dealers. It's your chance to get great deals on select Ford vehicles like the F-150 truck, Bronco Sport SUV, Explorer, or Mustang Mach-E. Experience confidence and capability at your home, on the next road, and on every rough trail. There's no better time to say yes and save. With iconic Ford trucks and reliable SUVs, this is where Memorial Day starts. You don't want to miss this. Hurry in, because Cellathon absolutely ends May 26th. Cellathon, going on now. Go to your California Ford dealers.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-881-4300. 800-881-4300. 800-881-4300.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hey, movie fans, get ready. Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu is landing at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento. The galaxy's toughest warrior is back, facing new enemies and bigger battles. Don't just watch the action. Feel it on the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen. Sacramento's biggest, loudest, and most immersive movie-going experience. Grab your tickets now for Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Good shot, baby. Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Elk Grove Honda has your Honda. And right now, you can lease the 2026 Honda Accord SE for just $269 a month with $49.99 down, including first payment due at lease inception, excluding tax and license. 35 monthly payments of $269 plus tax, license, and zero security deposit. Mileage in excess of $10,000 per year at 20 cents per mile. There's 5 at this price. It's the lease you can do. Done right here at Elk Grove Honda, under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting,
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross. And let's see. Would Dave call in sick for his firing? No. If you'd been fired yesterday, I would hope they'd play a certain Sir Mix-a-Lot song in the background. My Posse's on Broadway?
Mm-mm.
Baby Got Back?
Mm-hmm.
Baby got fired. Were you able to watch any of the game last night? I know you got stuff going on.
Yeah.
Not as dramatic as game 1 of the Knicks Cavaliers series, 109-93. And Josh Hart was really kind of the hero for the Knicks. It's always a good sign for a team when you get different people that step up at different times. Obviously, a renewed focus on Jalen Brunson, who still had 19 points and 14 assists. And that was a fine game from him. Really, all 5 starters in double figures. In fact, OG Anonymity was the lowest scorer of the starters, and he had 14 points, 18 from Cat, 19 from Mikal Bridges, and 26 from Josh Hart, who, weirdly enough for him, had 4 rebounds. He's arguably the best rebounding or amongst the best rebounding guards in the league. But Jason, the Knicks played quite a few people off their bench. Really a group effort. And honestly, other than the first quarter where Cleveland had a 3-point lead, I think going into the second, it was just all Knicks the whole way through.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we go even early third after down 4 at the half, they got it tied, and then there's the big run, and it never felt like the Cavs are going to come all the way back. But Dave, that's another reminder when you watch the Knicks. I think if you went across the league, like if they get to the finals, the Knicks, and they get the Spurs or they get the Thunder, SGA or Wemby will be considered probably the best player in the series, even though Brunson's really good. But you go just from Hart to Bridges to OG to Brunson and Cat, like that 5 is the best, I think. It's just the team, the fit of what the Spurs and the Thunder have, along with great players. It's a really good mix, but just the top 5 of the Knicks, that's as good as anybody in the league, if not the best.
And you got a guy in Karl Anthony Towns, as you mentioned, that, we're talking about a 3-point contest champion as a 7-footer, and he showed off his shooting in the first quarter.
Anonymity again, right side baseline drive, picked up by Wade. Now it's Towns out high. He's wide open. He'll take a three and connects. It's a 5-0 start in 30 seconds for New York in Game 2.
OG Anunoby in the second quarter.
99 seconds to go in the second quarter. Bridges zero-step in the lane, hands to Hart, middle of the paint, out to Anunoby for a sidestep, straight on three-pointer, and he buries it. Josh Hart on the handoff assist.
Yeah, Josh Hart with the handoff assist. Josh Hart could hit from outside as well.
Brunson against Mitchell. Double team right side baseline. Half spin. Kicks it to Hart. Left point. Three-pointer. He's open. He's good. Josh Hart for three. And a game-high 6-point lead for New York. And they get the 2 for 1.
Did I mention Josh Hart could hit from outside second half?
Brunson sets a screen. Brunson gets Strus up near the top of the key. 5 to shoot. Crossover left hand. Kicks it to Hart. Left corner 3. Got another one. Josh Hart, the sniper of the night, 5 for 10 from downtown. He's got 24 points, and the Knicks lead by 16.
I mentioned Jalen Brunson, 19 points on the night. Here's 2 of them.
Allen foul line, looking around and tried an awkward right-hand floater. Would not go. Rebound, Brunson streaking ahead from right to left, all the way to the cup, and he hits the right-hand layup around Mitchell, and the Knicks have a 17-point lead with 3:18 to go in Game 2.
Well, the Cavs would end up cutting that 17-point lead by the end to a 16-point loss. Here's the final call.
Final seconds tick down, and after pulling off one of the greatest playoff comebacks in NBA history in Game 1, the Knicks back it up with a convincing win here in Game 2. Final score, 109-93, and the New York Knicks have a 2-0 lead in the Eastern Conference Finals.
As we mentioned, Josh Hart, 26 points in 33 minutes to lead the team, and Mike Brown loves it when he shoots.
Josh had 7 assists, 1 turnover in 33-plus minutes. He did a great job on the glass. He's our leading scorer with 26 points. And, obviously, if they continue to leave him open, he's got to continue to let it fly. I think he started out 0 for 3, his first 3 threes, and then he goes 5 for 8 after that. And so we want him to keep shooting it. If his feet are set and Jared Allen wants to play in the paint, shoot it, and we'll figure out the rest of the game after that.
Last thing here, Mike Brown mentioned Jared Allen. Once again, the Cavs are down 2-0, and Jarrett says it's not fun.
Is it stressful? Yeah, it is, because your back is against the wall and everything's on the line. Your whole season is on the line. The statistics if you go down 3-0. So, yeah, is there stress behind it? Yes. Is there, I don't know the word for it, but is there an extra fight that we have to give for the next game? Absolutely.
All right. So, look, Jason, we'll take a break here. When we come back, there's more to talk about with this series. Specifically, when we get back, got a couple pieces of audio for you on James Harden. It's Kenny Atkinson talking about James Harden's defensive strengths. And then we've got another piece making what I think, me of all people, a compelling case that although James Harden was embarrassed on defense in Game 1, it was far from James Harden's fault that he was embarrassed in Game 1. We'll play you all that when we come back after this.
After an impressive 2025 season, Sacramento Kings center Maxime Reynaud has been named to the NBA's All-Rookie Second Team. With emerging young talent in their front court and a top 10 draft pick this summer, should the Kings prepare to embrace a youth movement in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I'm talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's going on for the Memorial Day sales event?
Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new 2026 Ram 2500 and 3500 heavy duties. And with over 500 new Rams available, you won't find a better selection of new Rams in California.
Oh, is that it?
Not even close. Not only can you save up to $14,000 off MSRP and get 5.9% APR financing for 84 months, you also get no payments for 90 days on select inventory. That's thousands in combined savings on California's best priced heavy-duty trucks.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
14,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 2500 Laramie after $1,500 factory incentive and $10,500 dealer discount. Incentives include $500 on-the-job upfit for eligible upfit, $1,000 business owner bonus with proof of business ownership, and $1,000 trade-in assistance on eligible vehicles. 5.9% APR for 84 months equals $1,459 per thousand borrowed. No payment for 90 days on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Must finance through SFS for qualified buyers. 5 of this net savings. See dealer for details.
No way. Gas prices shot up again.
I know, but I got us covered.
So generous. What's your deal?
What's my deal? I went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each and 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones and all on the T-Mobile network.
Ah, how about we go to Metro today?
Get that more for your money feeling. Visit your Metro by T-Mobile store. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Sacramento Kings return to Golden One Center this July for the 8th annual California Classic, presented by Ticketmaster. The Kings, with the 7th pick in the draft, will host the Golden State Warriors, Brooklyn Nets, and the Milwaukee Bucks on July 4th, 5th, and 6th. 3-day general admission passes start at just $50. Come see some NBA rookies, second-year players, and other athletes vying for spots on NBA and G League rosters. Visit kings.com/California Classic for more information and to buy your tickets today.
Is the crew on their way so we can fire up the grill?
Cabrito, arrachera. They're gonna love it.
Better go with birria and carne en su jugo. Classic Jalisco dishes with tradition.
That seasoning is great, but northern Mexican-style meat speaks for itself. Let's make both.
Deal. And to boost the flavor, ice-cold Pepsi. Its sweetness pairs perfectly.
And to go with it, flour tortillas.
And corn ones too. Hey, carne asada deserves Pepsi.
It's the Memorial Day Sell-a-thon at Folsom Lake Ford with employee pricing. Plus, get 2.9% financing. Plus, $1,000 trade assistance on select new Fords. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford today. FolsomLakeFord.com. On approval of credit, see dealer for details.
In the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, welcome back. 3 for Madness in 15 minutes. Interesting note on the Knicks. They have won 9 games in a row, Jason Ross. Not sure if you were aware of that. Sounds like you were, but that's not what's crazy. The Knicks have outscored teams by 212 points during this streak. That is the best point differential in any 9-game span in the regular season or playoffs ever. Ever.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy.
That's domination.
Who's hot and what's hot, what's not is going to come up a little bit later, but I can tell you what is incredibly not hot is the CBS sports production team. Listen to this. It may not make sense. I'll explain it to you.
Brunson does it himself, takes it the length of the floor and lays it in. John McEnroe right there. Cedric the Entertainer is in the building. They're all loving it.
It's normal, right? You know, a lot of stars at the game.
Okay.
That was Bernard King, not Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh. I saw his outfit.
It's Cedric will wear fedoras, and that is the only thing that they look. Sometimes people look alike, regardless of your race, creed, color, religion. There are lookalikes and doppelgangers all over the place. Bernard King and Cedric the Entertainer are incredibly not doppelgangers.
But they were dressed exactly the same that night.
I'm not going to lie. It's the fedora and the suit, but my goodness, put some respect. And I'm spelling it RESPECK on Mr. King's name, please. My goodness, Jason. What are you going to do?
That's a big miss.
You ever been mistaken for somebody else?
Nobody famous that I can think of.
Okay.
You?
Chunk from the sloth from the Goonies.
Come on.
What's his face from Mask? And Chris Elliott. It's a pretty good trio.
No, you're missing one.
Am I? Oh, who was that pitcher for the Braves? There was a middle reliever, I think, for the Braves. Who else?
Someone you openly pleaded, our general manager.
Oh, God.
To not draft.
Yeah, Drew Timmy looks like my son, yes. And by my son, meaning looks like he could be my son or me at a younger age. Yes, I forgot. How could I forget about the great Drew Timmy? The great Kenny Atkinson. And more on Kenny either later in the segment or later in the show. Something that caught my eye this morning. But here's Kenny Atkinson on James Harden and ISO defending.
The thing about James, I'll just defend him. He's a good isolation defender. Always has been. He's super smart. I said it last night. He's got great hands. I was kind of a little more upset with our backline defense. I know everybody's putting it on James, but I'd say it's a lot of it's on the team, our team defense. Sure, some of it was him. There was a couple of blow-bys, but again, I'd argue it was on the team defense.
Okay, I don't disagree with the latter half of his comments, but Jason, I feel like there's a fine line. Like, he doesn't have to – I'm not expecting him to come out and hammer James Harden for his ISO defense, but right. I feel like there's a fine line between making sure you don't further inflame the situation, you protect your player, which every coach should do, and saying things that actually make you question if the coach of an NBA team is high. Because and Kenny Atkinson has forgotten more basketball than I will ever know, and I say this with all respect. There is no world in which James Harden is a good ISO defender.
Always has been is a crazy quote.
I don't understand that. That I almost think that makes it worse because now we're all going to talk about that quote and further back on James Harden.
And what would a difference, though? I think when he's talking, and I'm not trying to even remotely defend James, but to his point, what he's saying is the back line, like, wouldn't James look different with Wemby back there?
100%. Yes, he would.
But he still would be blown by,
Yes, he'd be blown by. He would not be an ISO defender if Gulliver was back there blocking shots. But that being said, to Coach Atkinson's point, say what you want about him, but there is no doubt that Draymond Green has a high basketball IQ, and he very much understands how to play defense. He was on his podcast yesterday breaking things down, and I loved this quote he put out there.
You got guys in there that don't really want that challenge. They don't want to fight through the screen and say, this is my matchup, I want to stop this guy. Guys who, man, I'm a defender, I want to defend, and you switch every time it's an opportunity to. I don't understand it. Guys simply don't know how to win, don't want to do what it takes. It ain't James Harden's job to guard Jalen Brunson. It's not what he's paid to do. Some of those other guys who's just switching off, it is your job. Who he wasn't going to do that to was Steph Curry, though, because we weren't going to allow it. We weren't going to just switch and watch Steph just ISO with James Harden. Why would you do that? Makes no sense. If I'm not guarding that guy, I'm doing something on the backside to tell a guy, yo, go here, do this, go that. We're not about to sit here and watch him ISO Steph Curry. Tell Steph all the time, bro, just don't give up a straight line drive. I'll be there. Because I don't want you fighting with that dude. Not because you can't. Because why do I want you doing that? Makes no sense for you to do that. Not just about to sit there and watch him line up one of your best offensive players. So I was baffled by this. I'm still baffled by it every night when I watch these guys accept switches and not really want to guard the guy.
Yeah. I think Draymond Green is 1,000,000,000% correct. And honestly,
that's a lot.
The fact that he is that fired up, but also you can kind of tell that what he was saying on his podcast, I think, is probably a more calm and even less expletive-filled version of what he would say in the huddle when that timeout, hell, he would have called the timeout, and he would have sat there and gotten in everyone's rear end about that, including his own. But that's one of those situations where if Draymond Green is playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers in the fourth quarter of game one, I have absolutely no problem saying I'm 100, not 99, I am 100% confident that the Cavaliers would have won that game.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's where you go to, as opposed to media members, some analysts, like the players that are on the court. I just think there's so much more value in someone like Draymond saying what he said than anyone else.
Have some pride. This isn't what everyone knows James Harden can't. Well, everyone but Kenny Atkinson knows that James Harden can't play defense. Have some pride. They hung him out to dry. I refuse to be put in a position, Jason, where I'm actually defending or feeling sorry for James Harden, but I got to call balls and strikes. You know I'm not a fan of his game, but he got screwed over in that game one. I actually do feel a little bad.
Well, I mean, Mike Brown said it too. They went at him. They did, factually. They tried to expose him, and they did, but it's also exposing the rest of the Cavs is basically what Draymond's saying.
1-800-920-1140 before we go to break. Jay is on. Jay, you're on with Jason Ross and Dave. Good morning.
It's Jerry, Laminator Jerry. From way back in the day.
Sorry, Jerry. Wow. I see Jay. That's we'll blame Anthony for that, but I'll stand in front of him. I'll just say I read it wrong.
Okay. Well, you guys were talking about doppelgangers earlier, and there's these two baseball players, both named Brady Feigl. I think it's Feigl, and they look identical to each other.
Let me see here.
Hold
on. What's Brady? How do you spell the last name?
Feigl.
Feigel.
F-I-E.
Oh.
G-L. Feigl.
F as in Frank or S as in Sam?
F as in Frank.
Oh, Feigl. Like Jonathan Livingston Feigl. Let's see here. G. Well, I have Feigl. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hold on here. It says Feigl twins. Brady. Oh, God. Oh, my God, Jason. I wish you were.
Isn't that crazy?
Is that real?
Yes.
It's not.
In fact, one of them got, I think, called up to another level of baseball, and the team hit up the wrong social media account.
Jason, are you looking at this?
I am, but
I've never seen. They're the same person,
right? I think they actually even had a DNA test done.
First off, Brady is not an incredibly common first name, but common enough to where, okay, there's multiple Bradys. Sure, no problem. Feigl is absolutely not a common last name. So let's just get with the odds of there being a Brady and a Feigl that are.
Feigl is Einhorn. Einhorn is Feigl.
That's exactly right. So we're there, and that's. The odds are against that, but on top of that, they're both gingers. They both have the same glasses. They look exactly the same. They're both pitchers. They both have beards. They're both 6'4". They're 5 years off of each other in age. And apparently, Jason, they were first mistaken for one another in 2015 by staff at the doctor's office, where they both had Tommy John surgery performed by the same surgeon, Dr. James Andrews. What? How do I not know about this? Though both had exactly 53% Germanic ancestry, they were not related. Quote, "We're still brothers in a way." And the other Brady added, "and will always be Brady Feigl." Yeah.
They have to end up on the same team. We got to make this happen.
Or on the same team, or we need to do. I like the whole Feigl is Einhorn, Einhorn is Feigl podcast.
I think we trade Brady Feigl and Brady Feigl to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we have Feigl, Jalen Williams.
Oh, yes.
Just put everybody with the same name on the same team.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Isaiah Thomas and Isaiah Thomas.
Yes, even though they're a couple years apart.
A few.
In what world is all of that?
Max Muncy.
Yes.
Who actually have the same birthday.
They have the same weird name. They have the same look. They have the same glasses. They're the same height. They're exactly the same percentage Germanic ancestry. They're both professional baseball players. They both had Tommy John surgery performed by the same doctor who is the most famous Tommy John surgeon ever in Dr. James Andrews.
There's one of him, right?
Huh?
There's only one of him.
No, there's also Dr. James Andrews.
Oh, Jimmy
Ann. They call him J-Dub. We'll take a break, but I got to be honest. That's the stuff that I'm not this guy. We landed on the moon. I don't believe in conspiracies, JFK, whatever. That is the stuff that makes me go, dude, are we in a simulation? Like, did somebody screw something up? Ugh.
Might have been me.
I think it was you, Jason. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for madness. The Cavs, the Spurs, the Thunder, and the A's. What do they all have in common? Well, they're in 3 for madness. Coming up right after this.
After an impressive 2025 season, Sacramento Kings center Maxime Reynaud has been named to the NBA's All-Rookie Second Team. With emerging young talent in their front court and a top 10 draft pick this summer, should the Kings prepare to embrace a youth movement in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
No matter where you're headed this Memorial Day, know that every road starts with Cellathon. Going on now at your California Ford dealers. It's your chance to get great deals on select Ford vehicles like the F-150 truck, Bronco Sport SUV, Explorer, or Mustang Mach-E. Experience confidence and capability at your home, on the next road, and on every rough trail. There's no better time to say yes and save. With iconic Ford trucks and reliable SUVs, this is where Memorial Day starts. You don't want to miss this. Hurry in because Cellathon absolutely ends May 26th. Cellathon, going on now. Go to your California Ford dealers.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic, and I'm other GLP-1s kind of like him. Hey, did I hear there's a pill version of Ozempic? Yep, you sure did. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets 9 milligrams and Ozempic semaglutide injection 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Injured at work, slip, trip, or a heavy object fall on you? Fareed Yaguptil, Esquire at DTLA Law Group fights to get you paid while you recover. Don't wait. Protect your rights today. Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit calldowntown.com now. That's Injury Help to 40222. Text rates may apply. Office located at 560 Santa Fe, Los Angeles. Results or outcome may vary. No attorney-client relationship is implied. Visit them at calldowntown.com. That's calldowntown.com.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot. on your dog's leg. But the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure, though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KHD HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
God dang, this is going to stick with me all weekend, Jason. I was just during the break. I was looking for something I'd saved on Facebook for the show, and I see this post on there from a girl. I'll leave her name. I'll leave her private, but a girl I went to elementary school with, and I think actually junior high at Winston Churchill. And it's a very nice happy anniversary post to her husband. And then at the end it says, to top it off, today is our 3rd grandson's 2nd birthday.
Wow.
People I went to elementary school with have 3 grandkids. What the hell, dude?
They went to work quick.
My God, right? But like, I'm not even saying that. Like, yeah, you're right. Like, obviously got started a lot earlier than I did, but 3 grandkids of people that I went to elementary school with? God dang. I had a,
and it probably feels like the other day, doesn't it?
Yes. I remember getting in an argument with her over
over grandkids.
No, it was I don't know if it was 5th. I think it was 6th grade, Mr. Gilchrist class, Mr. and Mrs. Gilchrist, and at old Mission Avenue Elementary, and we got in an argument. Oh yeah, I know. We got in an argument over Foursquare. It was actually 5th grade. It was Mrs. Edwards' class. We got in an argument. She was a badass Foursquare player. And we got in an argument over it because I slammed the ball and won it. This is, like boys and girls. We're all, hell, in 5th grade, most of the girls were taller than we were. And, I won, but she said it was outside the line. And I don't know why. Whenever I think of her, I think of that Foursquare argument.
Did you challenge it?
Yeah, I tapped my head and went for the
review.
Yeah, for review. My God. And I had a nice talk with Derek Lee yesterday on the phone, who, as you know, I went to school with, and we hadn't talked. He's gonna be up here on the 28th, along with. Oh crap! If I spoiled that, sorry. There's going to be some baseball folk up here. He'll be one of them. So I was just touching base with him since he'd be in town, and we were going over, old friends and just catching up on his parents, my parents, and all that. And then I don't know. He mentioned, he asked how my kids were. I told him, and then I asked how his kids were, and his oldest is 23, and I'm just like, are you freaking? And he talked about retirement, and obviously he had a bit of a different career than I did. Made a little more money, but just like, my God, it's just so weird how we talk about sometimes, like when you it's a weird analogy, but we talk sometimes, Jason, about like when you lose a loved one and then you get you're pretty much over it, but then like the weirdest thing, like a smell or you pass by a building, it's something you could never even think of, but it brings you back and you get this wave of grief or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's like the most random things like that where you're like, God dang, we're old and we're going to die soon.
Wow. That's where you go?
Yeah. I mean, isn't that, we're kind of on the downhill of the roller coaster, aren't we?
It's a great ride, though.
It is a great ride. Maybe some loop-de-loops left before it's all said and done, right, Jason?
Let the wind go through your hair.
Hey, you said that, not me.
You'd lose your hat.
I would lose my hat. You would lose your sunglasses.
Yes.
Yes.
Good pull.
3 for Madness question 1.
The Cavs are once again down 2-0 in their series. Do you see a comeback this time?
I don't. I think the Knicks are the better team. I think the Knicks are a very good team, and I think in any other year they would be a bona fide NBA championship contender, if not favorite. And by the way, we've talked about this before. I don't want to count the Knicks out before they've even won the series. I've said I could see this being an opportunity for the Knicks, just in the sense that you've got, and you never want to see this, Jason, but we talked about it. If the Spurs and the Thunder are truly the NBA Finals and the 2 best teams, and I believe they are, and they just beat the hell out of each other for 6 or 7 games, and then their decapitated bodies roll into Madison Square Garden all beat up and let down, there is a chance. I do not believe full strength the Knicks would beat the Thunder and probably the Spurs, but you've got Jalen Williams having issues with the Thunder. You now have Harper and Fox, and we'll talk about that next with the Spurs. I just think they're better than the Cavs top to bottom, but also respect to the Cavs. They've shown more fight than any other team in the playoffs, coming down from adversity 2-0 twice now, I believe. So I don't want to count them out because they have come back from that. I just think the Knicks are just better top to bottom.
Yeah, I think this is definitely different than the last series in the fact that, yeah, Detroit was the 1 seed, but that was a team that we all looked at that said, great year, good young team. Where's their experience? And I think that's where the Cavs had the advantage. And being down 0-2, they came back, tied it, then won Game 5, couldn't capitalize and win at home in Game 6, but then just thumped them in Game 7. This feels different because, first off, Game 1 was such a gut punch of a loss for the Cavs. Up 22, that's a game you have to win. Last night really didn't have a chance to win. And now you got to win 4 of 5, which they're capable of, but the Knicks have all that experience. And I think that's such a driven team. And I think they do see an opportunity, knowing that if they get there, they did beat the Spurs 2 out of 3, including in the Cup. And then, they'll take their chances if it's the Thunder. So it's going to be really difficult for the Cavs. They could definitely get back and maybe win Game 3 or even maybe make it 2-2. But in the end, I don't see the Knicks losing this series.
Well, also, technically, we keep referring to it as a series, but it's not.
Oh, why is that?
Because home team hasn't lost.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
So the other series, it's a series?
That's a series.
No, not a series.
Thunder Spurs, series. Knicks Cavs, not a series yet.
Yep.
Question 2.
Question 2.
The Spurs and Thunder resume their matchup tonight in San Antonio. With both Fox and Harper hurting, can San Antonio win without both of them?
I don't think so. I think full strength, it's a tall order, no pun intended. And the fact that hey, credit to Mitch Johnson and the powers that be in San Antonio, because they've said all year, every time the 3-point guard thing is brought up, they'll either talk about De'Aaron Fox's leadership and how he's obviously necessary in the floor general and this and that, and how he's invaluable. And that's something that I think's hard for us on the outside to fully understand. You just kind of have to trust what he's saying. But also they talked about depth. You can't ever have too much depth at point guard. Well, my goodness, thank God if you're a Spurs fan, they've got 3 very good point guards, 2 of them incredibly young and only getting better, because this series would be over. I think if, for example, if Fox was on another team already and now you're down to 1, I think it's a tall order with all of them healthy. But if you're going to miss Fox and Harper for any length of time, let's say, for example, tonight they're both out, and we don't have word on that yet, but if they're both out, I would be quite surprised if the Spurs won.
Well, then you just look at the results of what this has done. Yeah, they did win the first game, but what we've seen, Dave, is just a huge amount of turnovers by Castle.
Yeah.
They've put him in a spot where he can be the facilitator and the decision maker, but when you're doing it for the bulk of the game, and OKC just thrives on pouncing on you. I mean, they just go after you and get turnovers and turn those into points. That's what they do. The Spurs have turned it over 20 or more both games. It's amazing that they're 1-1, but I think with Fox out, with Harper out, if they are, it just puts way too much pressure on Castle, and he's shown us he's very turnover prone.
Yeah, he what is it, 20 turnovers in 2 games? Let me throw this at you. We'll get to this again in what's on deck, but 5:30 p.m. tonight, NBC, Thunder visit San Antonio to take on the Spurs. By the way, we have thrown a lot of arrows at the NBA this year for various issues, be it PR and other things, or the 65-game rule, or tanking, or the broadcast schedule. Good for them in staggering these games where basically you get one day after. I love that every day you've got one game now, and the full focus is on that. You don't have any breaks. That's at 5:30 tonight. Jason, who is favored by how much?
I'm going to Thunder 3.5.
Anthony.
Spurs 1.5.
Oh.
Whoa. Well, in San Antonio, you're saying Spurs 1.5. Jason's saying Thunder 3.5. Yeah. We have a correct answer. And I'm not going to say who yet, but I will throw out a hint. The person with the correct answer is not currently out of state.
All right.
Well, you're assuming it's you?
No, the audio listeners have no idea.
That's a good point right there. The Spurs are favored by 1.5, Jason Ross.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising a little bit.
Well, now,
especially based on the 2 injuries.
That's what I'm saying, based on what you guessed, and that makes me think, or I wonder if they're going to say, I can't imagine Harper's going to play. So I wonder if this is like De'Aaron, you know how they always say, if this was the playoffs, he could go. Well, this is the playoffs.
Yeah. And, the other part, I don't want to diminish Jalen Williams being out. It's also a big deal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's out. That's a big deal. Also, though, they as somebody pointed out a couple weeks ago, they have had a fantastic record. The Thunder have without Jalen Williams, but I don't think anybody's pushing the idea that they're better without Jalen Williams, especially when they need big man depth with Victor Wembanyama. Yeah. All right. Question 3, playoffs.
Question 3.
The A's have won 3 in a row and still maintain a lead in the AL West. Is the single biggest thing to help expansion efforts a long playoff run in Sacramento?
So to be clear, there is only one obvious answer, which is, and I just want everyone to understand for the purposes of this conversation, we're aware of it. The single biggest thing that could help the Sacramento expansion efforts would be a whale that has billions of dollars. Whale? Oh. And a big owner that comes in with billions of dollars that says, "Hey, I'm willing to put up the money." That is the alpha and the omega of the expansion efforts, and everything else is secondary. That's like saying, I don't know, like my worrying about what kind of shoes you're wearing when your legs got cut off. Like it doesn't matter, and nothing matters but the owner or the potential owner. However, that aside, the obvious aside, yeah, Jason, I think so. I think if the Athletics, who are a young and exciting team, were to make the playoffs, and let's just roll with it. Let's just say the best case scenario is that they win a World Series. I'm not saying they will. Of course I'm not. I'm saying that's literally the best case scenario, is that, and then we'll work our way back from that. That place would be bonkers. And they don't have to win a World Series for it to be bonkers. It would be bonkers from the wild. Can you imagine nighttime baseball on Fox or whatever, playoffs, whether it's wild card or divisional, ALCS, whatever level it is, the noise, especially in that park, would be deafening. You'd have announcers talking about it. Well, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but I can tell you Sacramento's sure showing that they are a baseball hungry. You'd hear all kinds of stuff about that. You'd have think pieces in The Athletic about Sacramento needs to be in baseball, and here's why. And then, God forbid, they get to the World Series. It would arguably be the most bonkers atmosphere in baseball, because that's just how Sacramento fans tend to be. And that would show more than anything. You would have it on display that this is what it could be like. My God.
Yeah, because I think the reality of all the things, we could even go back, we've said this many, many times, it's not the exact same thing as the Kings.
Yeah.
But I think between stuff that, you were able to do with the RV and other groups to just we all knew the attention in Sacramento. That wasn't where we needed help.
Yeah.
We needed more people to be talking about it nationally. And that's a big reason of why you hit all those stops and get in different owners and get in front of different people and say, look at what our community is doing. We knew what we were doing. But what did the rest of the nation know it? And then there was attention on that. So how does Sacramento get that true attention would be in a baseball postseason. Now, the most important thing, though, to remember is it's going to be critical for them to either win the division or have home field in the wild card, because not that we would be sad if they were a road team, but that first wild card series is 3 games or potentially 3 games in one team's park. And if that's not in Sacramento, I'm not saying it wouldn't fulfill its need, but the better chance would be to win the division or have home field in the wild card so that we could show off that greatness of Sacramento. So that's important. And they do have the division lead right now. There's a long, long way to go, but yeah, that would be terrific to show off, smaller park. We all get that, but if it's full, if it's crazy and they're making some kind of run, we know Sacramento would be behind them.
There is a scene in the movie Gladiator, and I always got to be careful here with you and Chris because I never know what you have and haven't. If I remember correctly, is that a movie you have not seen?
I did technically, but fell asleep.
Oh, jeez. Well, wait. You know what? I take it back. I as I say, I always got to call balls and strikes. Gladiator to me is one of the greatest movies of all time. It's a blast. It's exciting. It's amazing.
Not a comedy.
There are not a comedy.
Not very funny.
There are sleepy parts to it though, and
I also think I can't remember what was going on. I was extremely. It was
hammered.
I should not have watched it. Yeah, well, that too.
Number one, I recommend a rewatch.
Okay.
But there is a point in the movie where this older gladiator who won his freedom is talking to Russell Crowe's character, and he says something to the effect of, you win the crowd, you win your freedom, win the crowd. And I want to expand that because as we've seen with the NBA, and every league is different, but they're also a little bit of the same. The higher ups can be swayed by the crowd. And what Nashville doesn't have, what Salt Lake doesn't have, what Portland doesn't have, what Raleigh or Charlotte do not have, they do not currently have Major League Baseball teams. They do not. That is a fact. So in this world, and sometimes when you're involved in it, it's important to zoom out. In this world of sports and sports stories, if you had a situation, and again, let's just go best case. Let's dream here. Let's go full Disney movie.
Okay.
Where the Athletics were in the ALCS or, again, the World Series. It would be one of the most unique, not best, not biggest, one of the most unique stories in the history of sport, because you'd have this young, exciting, low payroll, one of those proverbial too dumb to know better teams playing in a minor league park in a city, maybe playing for the last time in that city, depending on the labor situation, but certainly moving elsewhere. So you have a city that has only had this team for what would then be about 2 years on the having this improbable Cinderella-esque run. And just imagine the broadcast on TV, the national broadcast starting, welcome to the 2026 World Series brought to you by Menon or Speed Stick or whatever. And it, the established shot is, of course, the city skyline with the Capitol and then the Tower Bridge. and then they move to the stadium. I'm trying to paint a picture here, and you have 13,000 standing room only, whatever, waving white or green or whatever Kelly green towels. As of course they're going to do the thing on the scoreboard where they count down when the national audience joins in 3, 2, 1, make some noise, and then everybody goes absolutely bananas. And then throughout the game, you have this crazy atmosphere going for baseball of all things. As we said, the amount of times the announcers are going to say, there's no doubt this is a baseball town. They've captured the hearts of America. And blah. There's nothing other than an owner that could sway baseball, in my opinion, more than that. So to put the Disney on top of that, Jason, the Oakland Athletics this year, from a certain point of view, their success may, in fact, determine the future of Major League Baseball in Sacramento.
In every Disney movie,
yeah,
or movie, you need some sort of opposite theme. Some antagonist that's trying to keep you from these dreams, right? I'm just going to paint that same scenario you laid out.
Uh-huh.
What if everything you just said is all happening, but the A's are hosting the Yankees? And the reason I bring that up, next week the Yankees will be here.
Uh-huh.
And based on going to the 3 games I did last year with the A's and Yankees, it was 80, I would say 80-20 Yankee fans, maybe 85-15.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Sacramento would do well on those tickets and support them.
Yep.
But how would that look? I'm honestly asking.
You're saying like Yankees, A's, ALCS, for example?
Any series
sure.
in Sacramento where you're wild card to ALCS, where Sacramento would be going bonkers, but how many Yankee fans would be in there?
So I think that's a hell of a point, Jason, and I'm glad you brought it up. Because you have to prepare for certain things, perfect preparation, something, whatever.
That's it.
There's a simple solution to that. And it would be malpractice if they didn't do this, because you've seen it in other cities. We're not talking about filling 30 or 40 or 50,000 seats. We're talking about filling 12 or 13. If the athletics organization and the powers that be do not limit ticket sales for the playoffs to the 916-530-707-415-209, and then the other dumb area codes I don't even know about that are brand new. You limit them. Maybe baseball has some sort of a requirement that 5% or I don't know what it is, but whatever the requirement is, if there is one, and if there's no requirement, you're going to have zero problem selling these seats out. Now, what you're going to probably say back to me, and you're 100% accurate, is that's not going to prevent people from buying those tickets and then selling them on the secondary market to Yankee fans for a huge markup. There's nothing we can do about that.
Well, that wasn't even going to be the thought, but you're right. That is, but right now, there's no way the people. Let's just go to last year's 3-game series with the Yankees. And again, if I say the statement was 80% or 85% Yankee fans. Mm-hmm. There's no way they weren't all 916-209. I mean, they aren't coming from New York. They're in our area.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah.
I'm 916.
What would you do in that situation, Jason?
You know what? I don't know, because I find myself, the A's have become like a secondary team, but I feel like in that situation, it would be so unique. I'd be all Sacramento.
Attaboy. Okay, that is the right answer. That is,
and cheering for Aaron Judge to homer every time.
As long as you're wearing the right shirt, looks good in pictures.
I got a half bell.
You got a half bell. Would you wear an A's Yankees split jersey?
No. What is that? I don't even have a Yankees jersey.
But what if it was a split jersey and it said like Judge or Strum on the back?
Jolty for Judge and Volte.
Or no, it's no, dude.
What do you got?
I agree with the Volte Judge jersey. BOLTGE. Bulge.
Courage.
Dan Rather, CBS News, Courage. Courage. We'll take a break.
Rookage. I don't know.
When we come back, oh Jesus. Okay. I'm not.
What is it?
Well, because I was laughing and we were having fun and all that. So
on segue.
Yeah, exactly. And now I'm going into my tease, my preview of the next segment. And of course, what we're talking about in the next segment is not funny at all. When we return, doesn't matter if you're a NASCAR fan or not. When I read the scroll yesterday and saw that Kyle Busch had passed away at 41 years old, a shudder hit me. And again, I'm not a NASCAR guy. I don't think you have to be. You just have to be a human being. We don't have details. We're not going to get into that even if we did, but we'll talk about that. And really the unique, normally I'd say the ballad of a NASCAR fan, but I feel like that's the wrong term when there's a tragedy. The challenges for a NASCAR fan that really do fascinate me. We'll get to that in a little bit more coming up right after this.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with the Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. Stocks and fixed income are reacting to several major forces this week as investors continue searching for clues on where interest rates may head next. Recent inflation readings came in hotter than expected, while oil prices have also climbed due to ongoing geopolitical tensions, putting upward pressure on treasury yields and mortgage rates. That's weighed on bond prices and created some volatility across the stock market. At the same time, investors are balancing those concerns against continued strength in corporate earnings and consumer spending. Markets are now closely watching upcoming comments from Federal Reserve officials for any indication on whether rate cuts could be delayed further into the year. For investors, it's another reminder that inflation, interest rates, and economic growth remain the key drivers for both stock and bond markets in 2026. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Mosaic Wealth, member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729. Or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It's the energy all around you.
Lightning and the thunder. Thunder.
The thrill of the moments to come. The flash of lights. The rush of pure exhilaration.
Thunder.
The roar of the crowd. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Looking for a new truck? Looking to save money? At Folsom Chevy, they can help you with both. Get Memorial Day savings now. Every new 2026 Silverado half-ton RST and LT in stock is $12,000 under MSRP. For General Manager Eric Wilson and his team, it starts and stops with you and your experience. Hop on Highway 50, Folsom Chevy, between the Hazel and Folsom exits at the Folsom Auto Mall, or go to folsomchevy.com. From the mountains to the levee, think Folsom Chevy.
Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
when dealing with tragedy in the sports world or whenever, you always want to be measured, and you always want to be respectful. And of course, we will be here. I thought about this because when stuff like this happens, I don't know if everyone's like this. I truly don't, because I've never been anyone else but me. It really hits me because, look, when I heard Kyle Busch passed away, here's the entirety of what I knew about Kyle Busch. Oh, I knew when it said Kyle Busch, I always say the age, so he's 41 years old. So I knew he's 41. I knew he was a NASCAR driver. I knew he was a really good NASCAR driver. I knew that he had gotten into some, I remember seeing like highlights of fights and stuff. He was obviously a fiery dude, right? I knew he had an older brother that also raced. I knew that his last name was spelled the same way as the beer, and I thought that was cool because they were a sponsor for a long time. I'm trying to think. That might be the extent of how much I knew about Kyle Busch. I'm not a NASCAR guy, and that couldn't matter less. But then you hear about this, and I think it's one of those things where it's like we look at our sports heroes almost as immortals.
Right.
And to this day, Jason, I always think part of what hit us so hard about Kobe Bryant when he passed, for example, was obviously tragedy, family, father, husband. Kings fans hated Kobe Bryant from a sports perspective. We had long talks about that, but had that respect. And it's so much bigger than sports. You're talking about life. And what happens when an athlete, and we're going to use the term athlete for racers. There's different forms of athlete.
Sure.
When an athlete passes, I think it also reminds us of our own mortality and the fact that there are no immortals. There are socks on, one after the other, get up, go to sleep. These people that make the money and the success and the this and the that, they are the same as us. They're just incredibly gifted at whatever they tend to be doing and get a lot of fame out of it and money and success and all that. And God bless them for that. But as somebody, Jason, I've never been able to get into NASCAR. My dad begs me to get into NASCAR. He loves it. I've never been able to do it. But I've always had this, it's almost like the NHL. I've always had this extra bit of respect for NASCAR fans for the following reason. And I'm being long-winded here because I want to make sure nobody can misconstrue what I'm saying. Now, this was obviously, it very much seems like Kyle Busch's passing was not a racing-related incident, that this was an illness or something. So this is a little bit of a stretch here, but it reminded me, Jason, I'm gonna make one of my stupid analogies, but I want to drive the point home, right? Kings have been here 40 plus years, right? Imagine a world in which over the 40 plus years the Kings have been here, let's say, I'm trying to do an average here, let's say 4 or 5 times in these 40 plus years, we've watched players pass away on the court as a direct result of basketball. Like, just let that hit for a second. Like, imagine that. Like, we've had tragedy. We've had Ricky Berry. We had Bobby Hurley. And Kings fans over 30, 40 years old are still affected by that. That wasn't part of the game. That was real life stuff. Excuse me. Why I'm bringing that up is for NASCAR fans. I don't know if marvel is the right word, but I have such a deep amount of respect because they're watching a sport in which they're heroes. It is a very real thing, although thank God it's gotten better over the years, where they could watch their heroes literally perish as a result of the sport that they root for, watching the guys that they have the hats and the merch and that they root for them every single weekend, and then you see this tragedy happen right in front of you, not just NASCAR, IndyCar, any racing. And I don't know what that dynamic does for the sport and the process of being a fan, but that has to be somewhere in the back of their minds. It has to be a part of the whole process. And I think it's amazing and tragic and sad and all of those things in one that they're confronted with that. Whereas really, I struggle to think of other sports where that's actually an issue. I mean, hell, even boxing or MMA, knock on wood, not that those are brutal, violent sports, and you can count on, one hand in boxing, and I'm trying to think, I don't know if there's been 0 or maybe 1 confirmed death in mixed martial arts in a sanctioned event. Anyway, it's not important. So for NASCAR, all I could think about yesterday, Jason, was the family of Kyle Busch, the kids, the wife, how horrible that is. Screw racing. But then also I couldn't stop thinking about all the fans of the sport and what they normally have to have in the back of their mind from a racing standpoint. And now on top of that, yeah, he didn't pass away in a crash on the course and all that. But hell, what's the difference? Once again, you've got a legion of NASCAR fans that are mourning for one of their heroes, and golly, that's a lot. Obviously, not just for the family to deal with, but these poor fans, man. I feel bad for them.
Yeah, to your point, like it doesn't matter how it happened, but
No.
it wasn't racing, but it is in the similar sense of the way it was really quick and surprising, which is what can happen in a race. Nobody wants that. Nobody ever roots for that.
Yeah.
But to have it happen this way, where it seemingly was not feeling right, some sort of trip to the hospital, the emergency room, and then passing, it was just shocking.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely shocking and tragic. And at 41, 41?
41.
Yeah.
41. Yeah, the details are. I mean, again,
who knows all the details yet?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll come out. But they what I always, and again, I don't ever know the right words. They all sound stupid. So enjoy is not the right. Appreciate. What I always appreciate when something like this happens is, as we talk about it a lot, the celebration of the individual, hearing stories I wouldn't have known. I'm going to know a lot more about Kyle Busch at the end of this day, much less this week, than I ever would have. And I'm going to enjoy reading and learning about the man and his family and his experiences. I wish I didn't have to. I wish we all did. Right. I wish he was racing again this weekend. But I think about it hits me, man. It really freaking hits me. And I would just like to say something that I know is not possible. I would also like to just encourage everybody out there. And I know that 99.999 infinity 9% of you are the same or feel the same. Can we please not speculate? Can we please not conspiracy? Can we please not, even though in your mind you probably think that you're honoring the man by doing this, you're not. You're disrespecting the man. Let it play out. And you already see things. It's just like, Jesus, guy. He's 41. He's got a family. Let's just calm down and not push our own agendas. Good morning, Steve, and you're on with Jason and Dave.
Good morning, boys. How are you guys doing?
Good, Steve.
Hope Houston's treating you well, Jason.
Thank you. It is.
Oh, man, I hope so. Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch. He was my favorite NASCAR driver growing up. I've watched him since he was with Hendrick. Actually, the car that Kyle Larson drives now used to be Kyle Busch's. It was his very first car with Hendrick. He drove number 5 for Hendrick Motorsports. Kind of funny. But he is the winningest NASCAR driver of all 3 major series. So you have NASCAR Truck Series, you have the Busch Series, which was their feeder series, and then you have their Cup Series. He is the winningest driver of all time.
Wow.
Richard Petty was the winningest driver in the NASCAR Cup Series with 200 wins. Kyle Busch has 234 of them across all 3 series. He is also the first driver and the only driver to win the Truck Series, the Busch Series, or the Busch race, the Truck race, and the Cup race in a single weekend. Like he did what's called the elusive triple header. He did it twice in his career, and he's the only driver to have ever done it. Period, point blank, and he did it twice.
Wow.
Which was crazy. Which was I'd probably say about 8 to 10 years apart. Which was even baffling. He was.
Did Tony Stewart try to do that too, Steven? I don't know anything about NASCAR, but
no, that's called the Racing Triple Crown, which consists of winning the Monaco Formula One race. It's you got to win Le Mans, and then you have to win the 24 Hours of Daytona. and I believe Indy is in there. I could be mistaken. One of those has to get dropped, and I know Indy is in there as well. But that's called the triple crown of motorsport, and that's like the greatest feat in racing of all time.
What was it about what was it about Kyle Busch? And maybe you were just about to say that before I cut you off.
I was.
But what was it about him that drew you to him as a fan?
He reminded me a lot of an old Formula One racer called Ayrton Senna. I would never compare the two of them because Ayrton Senna was probably one of the greatest racers to have ever put his hands on a steering wheel. But Kyle is one of those to where if there is a gap that was big enough for your car to fit, he put it there. Was there times where that gap may have closed a little bit? Yeah, absolutely. He was a fiery competitor. He got the aggressive badge to him, kind of like how Dale Earnhardt used to get. They used to say Dale Earnhardt was overly aggressive. Kyle was almost there, but he was extremely respectful too at the same time. But, he was very fiery. So, there's been times where he's thrown blows, or he's gone blows with other drivers in the pits. But the one thing that he has earned over his illustrious career driving NASCAR was just the ultimate respect. He's an ultimate competitor. Period. You don't win you don't win a triple header, in NASCAR for no reason. So I just wanted to share that with you. There's so much speculations out there, but sinus infection is the only thing that's being reported. He asked for a doctor during the race. At the last race this past weekend, he asked for a doctor to show up at his bus once the race was concluded. Today's Friday, so Wednesday night he got admitted to the hospital, and then Thursday morning it was announced that he had passed away. So I feel for his brother Kurt, because him and Kurt they shared the track for the longest time, man. Many years. Him and his older brother Kurt, they're both from Vegas. So that Vegas race was absolutely popping every time they went there. So it was just he was a true GOAT in my opinion, man. He doesn't have the championships like Jimmy Johnson or Dale Earnhardt or Jeff Gordon, but his level of competitiveness and his spirit and the way that he carried himself, dude, it truly made him one of the greatest. So thank you for letting me talk, man. I really appreciate you letting me share that so much.
No, Steven, we appreciate that because honestly, Jason, that gives us color behind everything that happens.
I also have a personal Kyle Busch story. When I was 9, I have a family friend who is closely connected to NASCAR stuff.
Yeah.
My father had passed, and I went and he took me, and it's the special stuff because my father had passed, and he's like, let's go do a guy thing.
Yeah.
And I met Kyle Busch, and he let me run around. At that point,
really?
He was super. Yeah, he was.
That's cool.
He was one of the young up and coming racers, and I think that the Kobe comparison you made earlier was kind of apt. He was a really respected villain.
Yeah.
In my perspective, a lot of people did not. He was very aggressive driver, but I just wanted to say that he was really nice to a 9-year-old kid whose dad just died.
See, that's awesome. Wow. I mean, that's when we talk about Jason. Let's go back to earlier in the show, the celebration of life. There's nothing good or happy or fun about that news, but to hear stories from Anthony and Steven and hear that background. I know more. I've learned more about Kyle Busch in the last 5 minutes than I ever did, and I think that's an honor to his memory.
Yeah, and good things that we learned.
Very good. Anthony, I'm going to do a little on-air adjustments here. I want you to move this to I'm not going to do a vehicle endorsement after. It just seems weird. We'll talk about our good friends here at the end of the next break. We'll take a break right now. When we come back, you got a little pocket change in the couch because there's a house for sale you might be interested in. Also, somebody got a little richer in the NFL. And Jason, I might have come up with a slogan for baseball expansion.
Oh.
I think I nailed it here, and I want your opinion on it right after this.
Like and subscribe to the Sactown Sports 1140 YouTube channel at Sactown Sports 1140 to get the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt and Kayla, and the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles on demand and at your fingertips. Get your fix of the Sacramento Kings, 49ers, Giants, Athletics, NFL, NBA, and the latest in sports and entertainment all in one place at Sactown Sports 1140 on YouTube. Your local sports leader, Sactown Sports 1140.
Did you try my Colombian tamales? They're delicious.
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt. Can you pass me a straw?
You mean a pitillo?
Tamales deserve Pepsi.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, movie fans, get ready. Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu is landing at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento.
Impressive.
The galaxy's toughest warrior is back, facing new enemies and bigger battles. Don't just watch the action. Feel it on the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen, Sacramento's biggest, loudest, and most immersive movie-going experience. Grab your tickets now for Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Good shot, baby.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks so you can make smarter decisions faster. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
All right, so real quick before we get to the meat and potatoes. So, Jason, we talked earlier about the upcoming push for expansion here in Sacramento that should kick off on the 28th.
Right.
And I'm sure they're looking for slogans and snappy these as whatever. And, you know, dare I say, as the person who invented the slogan, "Here we build."
Flex.
Yeah, that's a flex. Well, really, it was "Here we everything," and I just added "build" at the end. But still,
okay, there
was merch. We talked about if there was, for example, a Disney movie World Series type thing here, and other than getting an owner and this and that, the thing that I'm sure is going to be pushed is, hey, let's show that we can support Major League Baseball. Okay, so how do you do that? You sell out the games, whatever. And the idea being, we sell out the games, everybody's there, the atmosphere is great. It's going to do nothing but help us secure an expansion team. And if there was an expansion team, we also know they're not going to play in the current stadium. Part of this announcement, I'm sure, we'll be talking about building, speaking of Here We Build, building a new stadium on or around that property that's there right now. In order, so you've got to sell out the games and you get an expansion team, you build a new stadium and you have a team, right? I'm setting this up here.
Okay.
If you come, they will build it. If you come, they will build it.
That's better.
Yeah. Imagine that on shirts.
What, whispers?
Yeah, no. You'd
Like
maybe like
writing,
tiny writing.
Yeah.
How do you write a whisper? You can't be careless about it. If you come, they will build it. One 800-920-1140.
There are no bad ideas.
That's what they say.
Yeah. Who's they?
They.
Oh, okay.
By the way, looking at your golf shirt, I very much like your golf shirt. And is it funny? Because it's funny to me that there's little circular designs on your golf shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks to me like when I fly over Texas, those circles that they have, and I still don't know what they are, but you know what I'm talking about? There's like all those little circles and fields and stuff.
Yeah.
Is that a Texas golf shirt?
It's for when the aliens did stuff, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, signs. Yeah. Crop circles. If you come, they will build it. No? Okay.
No, maybe.
Jason, I don't know, and by the way, it's none of my business, let's be honest, how much money you have in the bank,
all of it,
in investments.
All of the money.
I know back in your younger days, you enjoyed the occasional wager. Maybe whatever, just as we all did, 1-800-GAMBLER. Special shout out to those who took a bet on Evan Mobley last night. The line on Evan Mobley points was 15.5. So for those of you that took the over and were smiling because Evan Mobley had 14 points in the first half, he did not attempt even a single field goal in the second half and went 0 from 2 at the free throw line to finish at 14 with an over-under at 15.5. Now, conversely, we always forget about this. We call them bad beats, but why don't we call them good wins?
Because there is the other side of it.
Imagine if you took the under, and at halftime you're getting a second mortgage, you're getting ready to explain to your wife the problem, you're telling your kids they can't go to college, and then, oh my God, we won! This is the most amazing good win ever.
There has to be stories, and I'm glad I don't have one of this, but like if you were the person that bet a lot of money on the under and he had 14 at half, isn't there someone that ripped their ticket?
Oh, it has to be.
In frustration.
Has to be like in Bronx Tale when they were at the horse races and they saw the guy they called the mush and he said he was betting on the same. They ripped the tickets up before the horses even finished the race. They knew they were done. But yeah, to your point, and then you're going back and you're trying to glue the ticket back together.
Yeah.
It's another way casinos probably make a lot of money, unclaimed winning tickets. It's like gift cards that don't get spent.
Right.
Well,
those aren't supposed to expire.
Apparently, but also, if you're looking for some fun reading, you should read about the amount of money that Starbucks makes per year just by having the monies that they have put out for gift cards, that they have received for gift cards. The amount of interest they make a year in their outstanding gift card money, of which I don't remember what it is, but X percentage never gets renewed. So people paid for the thing. They gave Starbucks money for it, but they never got anything for it. You get a lot of those that get lost, a lot of them that get forgotten about. The amount of Starbucks gift cards that have $4.12 on them that people just throw away or forget about, that's $4.12 that Starbucks gets for free. Now multiply that times a gajillion.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cash.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what a drink costs there, but yeah, how many people get that $10 gift card maybe in their stocking and then get a drink? And yeah, like you said, leaves them enough where there's some money to be made for Starbucks, but not enough for another drink. Like, yeah, I don't know, just throw that out. It's like, $3, thank you.
I don't know what the amount is, but I do know that it is at least $50 million.
Wow.
And
maybe that's what we do at Sactown Sports. We create gift cards. I don't know what they're buying. But
I think bespoke shout outs from hosts like on Cameo.
Yes.
Well, if you had $50 million, you could just turn around and make a real estate purchase. Not just any, though. You could buy former Commanders owner Dan Snyder's Washington, D.C. area home. Now, the good news is, Jason, $49.9 million is $10.1 million less than what it was listed for 2 years ago.
What a bargain.
It's on the Potomac River in Alexandria, Virginia. He bought it for $48 million in cash 5 years ago. It was once owned by George Washington's family.
Okay.
16,000 square feet, 16 and a half acres, 8 bedrooms, 9 baths, 6 half baths, a game room, a gym, a library, a home office, as well as a steam and sauna room, plus an indoor resistance pool and a 15-seat home theater.
Okay, question for you, Davis. Someone who famously on this show has said you want part of Abe Lincoln's beard so that you could have on display as a good talking point, at parties and whatever.
Yeah.
If you bought that house, you're saying it's George Washington's more than it's Daniel Snyder's.
I'm not even mentioning. I am living on George Washington's former property.
Exactly. And because I think there'd be some people that, like we were talking about Zach LaVine's home being for sale. Like,
yes.
Wow, I bought Zach LaVine's home. How cool is that? I'm not bragging about buying Daniel Snyder's home.
No, it's G-dubs.
G-dubs.
And just and as we go to break, I will. This is just again an insight into my mind. I did look at the complete Zillow listing for this, so I could see the whole house, the acreage, the payment. I believe on a mortgage in which you put 20% down on this is $312,000 a month, and it is 22 minutes depending on traffic from the White House. I'm just saying, just so you know what area you're in and what's around you.
Okay.
I'll bet you it's a good internet system, too. We could do the show from there.
They better have good internet.
We could sit in the resistance pool, do the show, maybe play rubber duckies. If you
shuffleboard.
If you come, they will build it.
Yeah, that's right.
Be a long drive, though, depending on rush hour traffic into our nation's capital. But you know what? Nothing saying you can't take a brand new Hoblet vehicle out to your brand new $50 million house. Because whether you're a dollar heir, 1,000 heir, or a millionaire or a billionaire, you're always looking to save money. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing more American for the Memorial Day sales event than a Jeep. And with this event going on, now's the time to get your hands on the new Jeep Wrangler Willys. When you save up to $9,500 off MSRP, you're going to need to make those $312,000 a month payments now. It's the most capable and versatile 4x4 Jeep on the road, and it could be yours. But there's more. With Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, you can find whatever you're looking for. Over 180 vehicles available, almost 40 under $20,000. Plus, you're dealing with a fifth-generation family-owned dealer. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. Top NBA players, how many of them are Sacramento Kings? And I got a Domantas Sabonis question for you next.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall at Elk Grove Honda, you can lease a 2026 Accord SE and enjoy a tradition begun with the first Accord in 1976. Ask about the lease you can do. Done right here at Elk Grove Honda under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRE 3 Weather Center. It's finally Friday. You get out the door, it's a nice, comfortable kickoff to your Friday morning. For the afternoon, expect to see mostly sunny skies. Temperatures not as hot as the week has been. We'll be in the upper 80s to lower 90s today. Get the latest forecast on the KCRE 3 News and the KCRE 3 app.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
No way, gas prices shot up again.
I know, but I got us covered.
So generous. What's your deal?
What's my deal? I went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each and 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones, and all on the T-Mobile network.
Ah, how about we go to Metro today?
Get that more for your money feeling. Visit your Metro by T-Mobile store. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Buying golf gear is easy. Buying the right golf gear? Well, that's different. At Hagen Oaks, they don't just sell equipment, they fit your entire game. With TrackMan technology in the Player Performance Studio, your clubs are matched to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball that performs best for you. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio dials in your stroke, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds correct shoe size for your feet. It's a smarter way to play better golf. Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
Sacramento! Now you've got a place for all things dance.
The all-new Energy 100.5 HD2.
Where dance music lives. Dance vibes anytime and any place when you get the free Now 100.5 app.
Or listen at 100.5 HD2.
It's the Memorial Day Sell-a-thon at Folsom Lake Ford with employee pricing. Plus get 2.9% financing. Plus $1,000 trade assistance on select new Fords. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford today. FolsomLakeFord.com. On approval of credit, see dealer for details.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Second half of the program. Welcome in on a Friday. So glad you're with us. 1-800-920-1140 is your phone number. 916-339-1140 is your text line, or 441140. Hello to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us on YouTube and the text line as well. On the, they're saying this around the water cooler. The number one Nielsen rated sports show in the entire city, any station, any day part, and not particularly close. And that's not a pat on our back, although it kind of is. It's really a pat on your guys' back. So let's all take a moment and say thank you to ourselves and feel good on a Friday, Jason.
I'd like to be around that water cooler to hear those conversations, just how great they're saying that, the show is.
I was just down there during the break, and I was...
At the cooler?
I was down at the cooler, or I was near the cooler. I was walking by, and I saw a couple of our colleagues, and they were like, man, that show they're doing is really, really... It's the number one rated show in the city. They're great. And I didn't know what to say.
Like, I can hear you.
I just walked by. I didn't ignore. I didn't want to. At that point, what am I going to do? Pop in and be like, thanks a lot, and then just keep moving on.
I'd have just kind of done my ear, like listening, cupping the ear, like keep going.
Well, what's funny is then I was walking by the sales pit and I won't say who, I won't say if it was a guy or a girl, but I will say one of our other colleagues. I passed by and I couldn't help but see they were writing some sort of notes on they were making like a sign on a big poster board on their desk, and it said, I heart, I love Jason and Dave. And I thought that was nice. Like, they're making signs downstairs, Jason.
Doing crafts.
They are, but.
Projects.
So much room for activities. But there is, unfortunately, speaking of our colleagues, Jason, there's a downside. There's something I saw during the break that quite frankly,
you saw a lot.
I do a lot in a little bit of time. I get a lot. Like I said, so much room for activity. So I don't even know how to say this, man. So look, KNCI is our sister country station, and you've got Cody and Joe and Cody just right down the hall, and they're they had one of their like short stories on social media pop up on my feed as I was scanning through. And I took a screenshot of this picture I saw, Jason, that honestly, it got me to the core. It was from our friend Cody. And I'm going to send this to you here while I read about it so you know I'm not making stuff up. The caption says, "It's not a drink bucket, but it's something. You have no idea what led to this. Joe and I will have the story at 7:45. So you already missed that. Pick it up on the podcast. Jason, it is a dozen beautiful-looking Dunkin' Donuts. Now, that's what's weird about that. Nothing. That's great. I haven't heard.
Is it a dozen?
Well, it looks like it's actually 11.
Yeah.
But more importantly, not a word from them.
Okay.
Not a word from them. Not a, hey, we have donuts or.
I already know where you're going.
You know, every time we get donuts, I walk them down to their studio. I open the door. I say, we have donuts. Would you like any? Sometimes one of my favorite bits, because Cody always says, no, I don't want any. And then she takes one. I make the donut box talk. So I'll hold it in front of my face and I'll move the box up and down. I'll go, hey, Cody, I'm a donut. Please have one of me, please. You know, I'll do a whole bit on it.
Incredible
Nothing.
bit.
Thank you. It is an incredible bit.
Yeah.
Nothing.
And I would say in the history of the morning shows, they've been around a long time. I know it's a different formation now. Out of 100, isn't the donut ratio Sactown Sports 97, KNCI 3?
And I think I can remember all three of those. That was Pat Still that would occasionally bring them in.
And so every time, there's an offer.
Every single time. Now,
did their show just start?
Starts the same time we do, Jason.
Oh, well, then I can't help him there.
Nope. Now, unless he's in a meeting.
You're in studio, right?
I'm right here.
Anthony's in studio.
He's right there.
I don't have an answer.
I saw that our big boss's door was closed.
Ooh.
But
I was talking about the donut caper.
Might be in a meeting. I don't know. But I know he always has our show on the TV. So I'd just like to say, Jim, if you're listening, I don't know if this is an HR thing or not. But I know our boss, Richie, market manager, everybody in management, you're always concerned about culture, team building. What do they say, Jason? You win in the halls.
You can lose in the halls, Dave.
You can lose in the halls, too.
Today we're losing.
If you bring it, we will eat. Guess what? Nothing.
And they look like a really good selection.
A really good selection. Not like when Alan gets donuts.
And I bet, right now we're halfway through. You and Anthony probably not only deserve one, but would like one.
Really hungry right now, Jason. Didn't even bring my banana. We'll move on.
Okay.
We'll move on
Keep
together.
Me up to date.
I will.
Yeah.
And you know what? Next time I get donuts, Jason, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to offer them some.
Yeah. How do you do it again?
Hey, Cody, I'm a donut. I would like you to eat me, Cody. Can I have a donut? You want a donut? I'm a donut.
Does Joe like the bit?
Joe likes everything, dude.
He does. He's a happy guy.
He's a happy dude. All right. So that was neat. But now let's move on to something not so neat. The world of social media.
What could go wrong?
I saw a tweet this morning. I don't know who this person is, but they're
you're back?
They're yes, I have been de-hacked, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Yes, thank you to Twitter support.
You were hacked?
Randomly, I was hacked. Yes.
What'd you post?
You know what? Could have been a lot. Let me tell you something. For being hacked, it went about as good as it could go. I was deathly afraid coming in here, looking at my tweets yesterday morning because I found it at like 3:30 a.m. I couldn't see my tweets until I got in, and when I saw, I was so afraid of all it being as like racial slur, pornography, the most horrible things you can imagine, right?
Usual stuff.
And even though everybody I would hope would know I was hacked, there would forever be screenshots of my account tweeting this stuff. That would be my, well, not my worst nightmare, but like social media wise, my worst nightmare. But it was just some dude, girl, I don't know, is like, hey.
June Mom 47.
Yeah, June Mom 47 really helped me with these amazing crypto investments. And I got this brand new Cadillac. If you want to know how to do it. And then.
It looked nice.
It was a really nice car. And then they ended up DMing all of my followers, hey, did you see my tweet about crypto? And I actually got this direct message today. I won't unveil who, but somebody actually responded to the DM and said, hey, Dave, all is well. Did you get hacked, buddy? If not, sick ride. And the person responded, no, I didn't. Thanks. I really appreciate. This is real and 100% reliable. Do you find it interesting? Because I'm willing to recommend you to my crypto mentor so she can put you on game.
Put you on game. Very common Carmichael Dave phase.
Exactly how I talk.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm back in the saddle again. So this person, SMH24, I won't read the rest. I don't want to give them too much publicity, but their bio says, NBA YouTube, Bulls, D. Rose, featured on Bleacher Report. 3-time Mario Kart tournament champion, Jeff Teague plus Caitlin Clark, hater. So you already know kind of who you're dealing with here.
There's a lot.
It's very busy. So this person willingly posted this last night of their own free will. They were not hacked. Just so y'all know, Kenny Atkinson, that's the coach of the Cavs, Kenny Atkinson's son is just as unserious as he is. Here's an exchange with him after his dad blew game 1. He blocked me before game 2 even ended. And then this guy posts a series of private messages between him and what we assume is Kenny Atkinson's son, who, by the way, is apparently a student at a college somewhere. Anyways. So this guy writes to Anthony Atkinson, Kenny's son, on Instagram, by the way. Your blanking dad is taking numbers off my life with giggles and stuff. I'm cleaning this up. After losses in post-game. The worst blanking loss ever. Tell your dumbass dad to get Harden the blank off Brunson and sub him out if he's getting fanny packed. That's kind of funny. Every play. Get his blanking mind off the booze and get the ball to Donovan to play make instead of sitting in the corner like a damn puzzle piece. Blanking, please. Actually, spelled please wrong. So I just want to reset. So a Cavs fan, we assume, has found the Instagram of the child, and I say child, the person's in college, of the coach of the Cavs and is berating this person's father to him and saying these things to him as if, and I would love to talk to this person while, and this is one of the few times I'll say it, and I'm not this type of person, while absolutely straddling them on the floor and backhanding them and forehanding them constantly. I'm comfortable in saying this is, unless it's a kid, by the way. But if this person's an adult, I would love to slap them around and ask them, sir, and we're just going to say sir here. Did you expect his son to read your message and go, oh my God, I better get on this? And then, hey, Dad, hey, SMH69693243, three-time Mario Kart champion, just sent me a message. You need to get Harden up. What are you thinking this message is going to do other than harass a private citizen? Now, this kid responds and says, and now this is where it really gets out of line, Jason. So, audience, prepare yourself.
Which kid? Atkinson's son?
Sorry, thank you. Kenny Atkinson's son responds. And parental discretion advised for this. Hey, what's your problem, man? Over a basketball game, you're harassing innocent people. Way out of line.
Mm-hmm.
The guy responds, well, your dad is harassing me and millions of other people rooting for this team to win this series by causing everyone emotional distress. At least tell him that nothing should be funny after a loss, especially when your star player even confirms we blanking blew it. Hey, Dad, nothing's funny after a loss. Could you not laugh? The guy goes on to say, what's the difference between talking smack and talking out of your rear end like your dad does? No need for a DNA test either. You're just as soft as your father. I won't read everything else, but it basically finishes up with this guy saying, over a basketball game, really, you're a sad human being, my friend, very sad. To which the last word was, of course, by the instigator, who posts a picture of Kenny Atkinson smiling at the podium and says, this is what sad looks like, your father figure. Now, I don't know which is nuttier than squirrel poop. The fact that this guy sent the messages to this kid, or the fact that he screenshotted them and decided to share them saying, basically, Kenny Atkinson's son is out of line. These people vote. Unfortunately, they breed. Imagine being, whether it's now or later, the person that sent that message, imagine being their kid someday, and that's who you're looking up to. Now,
someone's got to defend those Mario Kart titles.
Apparently.
Someone needs to make sure that the Cavs are being coached right by messaging a kid.
I know I'm in the minority here, and I know I'm probably just being emotional and stupid. But kind of like what we said yesterday with the hacking, how I think every country should have a treaty where you just go get them and it's 10 years in federal prison. I think these are one of the few times where doxing, and what does doxing mean? It means finding out who these people are and publicly shaming them and bullying. Now, of course, non-violently, please. I'm all for this. Of course, it's a random screen name. It's always somebody hiding behind a screen name. A picture of what is this picture? Oh, it's a picture of Mario, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like if there was enough public bullying of these people, it would greatly reduce it happening. And I never would support bullying, and I usually don't support doxing. You're going after somebody's kid, dude.
This dude has to be a child, though. His profile picture is Mario.
Then bully his parents. Find out who his parents are and bully them. It's their fault.
I don't even, some of the wording sounds like they're older than a child.
I'm with you. My guess is over 18. My guess is 21, single, and thinks that girls are stupid because they don't pay attention to him.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, Dave. This was probably a $4 bet on the Cavs to win. It cost them $4.
If they even had money on it, this guy might just be a Looney Tune.
Well, and sometimes that that shaming of them does work. I mean, sometimes it has.
Yes.
We've seen people lose jobs. We've seen people that wait, this was attached to this person, and the company found out. Or sometimes in this case, we now know about it. Like, will some famous figures choose to clap back?
Mm-hmm.
To each their own. Everybody does it differently. Everybody's going to get some sort of messaging that they don't like. And you can get your legion of followers to support you and attack that person. I mean, there's all sorts of ways for it to happen. The point is, though, it's always happening.
Yes.
And that's not going to cool off.
It's so ugly. It's so gross. And yeah, I'm not so much. It's not that I'm interested when I say the public shaming, it's more about preventing the future things from happening by them saying, you know what, dude, I don't want to end up like that guy or that girl. I'm going to keep, it's not worth it, but there's no recourse. There's no recourse. So you get these absolute horrific people behind a screen with their anonymity just going out. Look, again, I know I'm the minority. If it was up to me, anyone on social, y'all gotta use your real names and your real photos. Like, let's go. Screw it. Tell you this much: social media would be a lot more calm if you did that. Well, what about free speech? Hey, man, free speech it. Say what you want. I'm not saying don't say what you want. Say whatever your heart desires. Just remember, freedom of speech does not mean freedom from consequences. Right. And if you're going to harass somebody's kid over a basketball game, that tells me you have not been consequenced, totally a word, enough in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's simple.
Okay.
One of the consequences of not having Jason Ross, a top 30 player, is the Sacramento Kings had not the season many would have wanted them to if you're looking for, winning championships and ball games. The Athletic put out the tiers of their top NBA players from 1 to 10. These are defined as players that can legitimately be all NBA first-team members. There were no Sacramento Kings.
Okay. That's believable.
Tier 2, players 11 to 30. That can reach all-star level and lead an adequate team.
Okay, we got a king there?
We have exactly not a king there. Not one. Not a single king. Now, what about Tier 3? Tier 3, 31 to 60. Not ideal for this player to be the best on their team, but the third best of a big three. We have our first Sacramento King. Montes Sabonis. Yes. So that's okay. All right. By the way, we'll get to that next because I think that's a little bit of an injury thing. Tier 4, 61 to 100. Good starter. Not quite a star. We have Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. And then Tier 5 players, 101 to 125, just outside the top 100. Quality rotation player. I'm having trouble reading your notes, but am I correct that the Kings have none?
They have none.
No.
At least according to the Athletic.
According to the Athletic. Yeah. So basically you have one player that should be the best on his team, but could be the third best out of a big three, but not an all-star level player. Certainly not an all-NBA.
Listed as the best on this team, and he's the one of the big three.
And you have DeRozan and LaVine that are good starters, but not quite stars. I'm actually fine with that. But that kind of underscores you're going to need some help in the draft and a few other things. But when we come back, I want to talk about Domantas Sabonis and something I was thinking about yesterday. And I want to talk about Sabonis in the sense that the thing that everybody thinks the Kings should do and are going to try to do might be the last thing they should do this summer. I'll explain what I mean next.
After an impressive 2025 season, Sacramento Kings center Maxime Reynaud has been named to the NBA's all-rookie second team. With emerging young talent in their front court and a top 10 draft pick this summer, should the Kings prepare to embrace a youth movement in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. San Antonio is currently trading at 19% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $500 if they take the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code SHOT to get $10 when you trade $10. KALSHI. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. No application fee if you apply by June 1st. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
Bring the entire family out to Sutter Health Park for Sacramento River Cats baseball. From exciting action on the field to smiles in the stands, it's the perfect place to make family memories. Plan your next family night out at the ballpark. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
This home improvement month tip is brought to you by Bonnie, leading the way home. Change your air filter every 1 to 3 months to improve airflow, lower energy bills, and keep your home comfortable.
Get a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Support comes from Amazon Business. Free your team from time-consuming procurement tasks. Discover smart business buying where unmatched selection meets AI-driven tools to simplify complex processes so you can focus on what matters most. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal, book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Elk Grove Honda has your Honda. And right now, you can lease the 2026 Honda Accord SE for just $269 a month with $49.99 down, including first payment due at lease inception, excluding tax and license. 35 monthly payments of $269 plus tax, license, and zero security deposit. Mileage in excess of $10,000 per year at 20 cents per mile. There's 5 at this price. It's the least you can do. Done right here at Elk Grove Honda, under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Buying golf gear is easy. Buying the right golf gear, well, that's different. At Hagen Oaks, they don't just sell equipment, they fit your entire game. With TrackMan technology in the Player Performance Studio, your clubs are matched to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball that performs best for you. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio dials in your stroke, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds correct shoe size for your feet. It's a smarter way to play better golf. Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
In celebration of 80 years of 49ers football, Sactown Sports is counting down 80 of the most memorable moments that have shaped the team's storied legacy and winning tradition. Here's today's faithful flashback.
Number 76, Jim Marshall's Wrong Way Run.
October 26, 1964. The 49ers hosted the Minnesota Vikings. In his great career, Jim Marshall recovered 29 fumbles, but none more famous than the one he scooped up from 49ers quarterback Billy Kilmer. This infamous scoop and score was a 66-yard run the wrong way for the Vikings and 2 points for the 49ers. Marshall was quoted when hearing the fans at Kezar Stadium cheering, "I thought they were cheering for me." They were, Jim. They definitely were.
Faithful flashbacks on Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Dave.
Well done. So we're getting towards the end of school. For all the kiddos out there. There's a famous story of the kid that goes to his teacher on the last day of school and says, "Hey, is there any way I can get my grade up?" And the teacher says, "It's literally the last day of school. And you want to get your grade up?" Kid goes, "Yeah, what can I do?" Teacher thinks about it and he goes, "All right, tell you what. Spell the word way." Kid goes, "Okay. W-A-Y. And the teacher goes, "You forgot the F." And the kid goes, "There's no F in way." And the teacher goes, "Exactly. Get out."
Is that a famous story to you?
No, I saw it online. It was somebody else's joke, but I thought of because the teacher saying no effing way you can get your grade up.
I had a good friend, still a great friend of mine, one of my best friends, in high school. I can't remember if the grade was a C+ that he was trying to get to a B- or a C to a C+. There was something. He was trying to just move the needle just a bit. And he offered our teacher, he had I don't know what year it was, but it was a red Camaro. And you could hear it coming from miles. The muffler, I just was one of those.
Yeah.
He offered her, you could drive my car around in the parking lot. He seriously asked her that.
What?
I don't think it moved the needle, but it made the class laugh.
I was going to say, how much fun did she have?
Desperate times.
Yeah. Kids say the darndest things, Jason.
They do.
Kids say the darndest thing. Domantas Sabonis.
What are you thinking here?
Well, you just put out that you put the list out, and it says that he's in the not an all-star tier. When you look at the Sacramento Kings, obviously currently 8th, next year set to be in the top 5 if they don't make money moves. You have Domantas Sabonis, and he's set to make $45 million next year, and then his expiring $48 million the following year. Obviously, Zach LaVine expires $49 million next year, so that's going to come off the books. Again, assuming they do nothing. It's said that Scott Perry is vigorously trying to move both, but something occurs to me.
Okay.
In the art of possession and negotiation and ultimately commerce, there is a universal rule, of course, which is buy low and sell high. Now, you can't always buy low and you can't always sell high, but maybe you can buy middle, sell middle. In the case of Domantas Sabonis, I'm not entirely sure, Jason, that barring some sort of a career-threatening injury or off-field whatevers, I don't know that his value could be lower than it currently is. He turned 30 a couple of weeks ago. He's still got a minimum of 3 or 4 years left of his prime. And I'd like to remind everybody, moving on from last season, of which he only played in 19 games. You're talking about a guy that coming over here had played in 79, 82, and 70 of the Kings games for the 3 full seasons he was here, averaging pretty much exactly 19 points. 2 years ago, 8.2 assists, and for 3 consecutive years, led the league in rebounding. And by the way, in the 5 years before that, had 12, 12.3, 12, 12, and 12.4 rebounds a game. You're talking about a guy that in every aspect pretty much, his field goal percentage is always near 60. You're talking about a guy that pretty much in every stretch of the imagination is what I like to call Diet Jokic. He is not Nikola Jokic. But if you added, and I know this is a big but if you added, 8 points a game, you pretty much have Nikola Jokic, who is a perennial MVP contender. They're about the same defensively. If his salary's already coming off the books the year after next, if I'm Scott Perry, I'm fine with moving him, but I'm not moving him for nothing. There's no need to have that money available this second. There's no free agent they're looking to acquire that's going to move the needle on this team. Plus, we can't sign free agents anyways. I mean, good ones. And you've got Zach's $50 million coming off the book at the end of the year. Now, the exception to that, of course, is if the idea is to move Sabonis and LaVine's basically a combined $100 million off the books in order to absorb contracts to effectively buy first-round picks, then sure. But the old thinking of, well, also Sabonis is going to make us better. He's going to take minutes away from Max Ray. No, certainly both are true. And normally I would say, well, I don't want us to be better, but I don't think Sabonis is going to make us play off better or even play in better next year. With the lottery odds flattening, is it time for us to start rethinking and just thinking financially here and in the sense of commerce, as I mentioned earlier? Maybe the last thing we want to do. Now, Zach LaVine's value, I don't see it going up with that contract, no matter what he does this year. But with Sabonis, there's no reason to think he's not going to come back healthy. There's no reason to think he's not going to play 70 to 80 games. There's no reason to think he's not going to average 19 points and 13, 12, 11 boards a game with 6, 7, 8 assists a game. I don't know that trading him this summer, unless you get some sort of weird out of the blue, there's another dumb team besides us making a Godfather offer, and I don't think so. I think the offers they're getting are laughable. Maybe you keep him and play him and wait for somebody to have an issue and try to. I don't know that there's a rush, Jason.
I mean, in the end, playing him and having him is not a disaster. I think he would be considered the team's best player. But I think I'm going to go to Scott Perry's final, exit interview, Dave, when he basically said the season they had and where they're going, they need to, 1, get younger, 2, clear up the money a little bit. I mean, you don't want to be, basically his words, I think, not an exact quote, but if you're not a playoff team, there's no reason to be close to the threshold, the aprons.
Right.
So I think Sabonis, just 1 for 1, if you're trying to trade Sabonis or you're trading LaVine this summer, don't you think you can get more for Sabonis?
I do.
Or cross
100%.
Those barriers more?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think LaVine, the argument now might be because he's in the final year. It's like, well, I mean, if you trade him, you get a good deal. But if you don't, he will come off the books and you'll naturally get younger. They're going to get younger via the draft no matter what. But I think you still want to do a bigger bulk of the roster, because if they come back with the same roster, I think they're playing those veterans, and those are their best players. So I think it gets you started down a road, but you don't do it just to do it. Yeah. But if you can get a right deal, I think it's got to be looked at for sure.
I think so. I think if you can that's the key. If you can get a right deal, and yes. I think Sabonis's value is very much higher than LaVine's. Not even necessarily from a player standpoint, which you could argue, but obviously from a contract standpoint. But you get that money off the books this year, which will allow you to really, let's be honest, bringing Zach LaVine's money off the books will make a huge difference. But it's not like it's going to bring him down to $90 million. You're still going to have. You're still going to have some money on the books. You'll get DeRozan's money off, and I think that's really the key there is by 27-28, you're getting Hunter, DeRozan at the latest, LaVine and Sabonis. That's almost $150 million of their $202 million. And that, by the way, includes Keegan Murray's extension. And
he jumps up.
And he jumps up to 24 and then 26. But also, that assumes that Malik Monk will opt into his player option. He probably will, but that you can't trade him. You're going to have whatever your draft pick is this year, adding another, $10 million-ish because of where they're drafting him. But Devin Carter's a a team option, as is Rayno and Clifford, who I imagine they will renew both of those. So there is light at the end of the tunnel. I just, if for any reason they make any moves where they're extending their cap commitments and not getting draft capital, I mean meaningful draft, not a couple of second rounders. For example, if you end up trading LaVine this year and you bring somebody in that's making $40-50 million this year and next year, there better be at least 2 first-round picks attached to that deal.
Yeah, or the player we all just go, okay, I get why they did that. That player's going to help. Maybe not even immediately, but you can see where they might keep that player. But yeah, I'm with you. Yeah,
well,
the likelihood of that's really low, though.
And even exploring what you just said, I think there's nuance to that because they might bring back a player that's fantastic, but if they're bringing back somebody who's 31 and signed for the next 2 years, I don't care what kind of numbers they're putting up, there's no point in having good players over the next 2 years. It's all about acquiring and developing. It's the only reason I would look at, again, if they can get the same guy in their mind at 12 that they can 7. It's the only reason I'd look at the OKC deal, getting 7, 17, 14, whatever, and 30-something, because more youth, more darts at the board. That's what the Kings need right now. They need to get rid of salary. They need to get younger. They need to get better. But there's no rush, as much as I know fans hate to hear this, and I don't blame you, but there ain't a rush. There's no point in the next 2-3 years in trying to build a contender for the next 2-3 years, because you're not going to beat San Antonio. You're not going to beat Oklahoma City. You're probably not going to beat Utah, like I said, in 2 years. Yeah. And I don't know who the hell else. Denver, Houston, the Lakers. I don't know. But, hey, it is what it is. We'll take a break when we come back. Final segment of this hour before we get to the final hour of the week. A little sports. Am I having a stroke? Sports potpourri. Or is it potpourri, Jason?
I like that better.
Yeah. We'll talk about a couple of coaches actually making the rounds that might be back in the NBA, one in particular. Speaking of Daniel Snyder's $49 million mansion, I know one guy in the NFL that can absolutely afford that just off of 1 year's worth of labor. And we'll get to what's hot, what's not, and we'll go streaking. All right, after this.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
No matter where you're headed this Memorial Day, know that every road starts with Cellathon. Going on now at your California Ford dealers. It's your chance to get great deals on select Ford vehicles like the F-150 truck, Bronco Sport SUV, Explorer, or Mustang Mach-E. Experience confidence and capability at your home, on the next road, and on every rough trail. There's no better time to say yes and save. With iconic Ford trucks and reliable SUVs, this is where Memorial Day starts. You don't want to miss this. Hurry in because Cellathon absolutely ends May 26th. Cellathon, going on now. Go to your California Ford dealers.
May is here, and so is your excuse to hit the ballpark. The green and gold are bringing the energy all month long with fan-favorite bobbleheads, can't miss post-game fireworks, and a ballpark atmosphere you don't want to miss. Turn up for Sacramento Saturdays and bring the whole crew out for Stompin' Sundays, packed with kid-friendly fun, giveaways, and the opportunity for kids 14 and under to run the bases after the game. Enjoy big swings and bigger moments all May long in West Sacramento. Lock in your seats now at athletics.com/tickets.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
The NBA playoffs are underway, and now you can trade every game on Kalshi. You can also trade on who wins each series, the conference finals, and the championship. San Antonio is currently trading at 19% to win it all, meaning a $100 trade pays out over $500 if they take the title. On Kalshi, you're trading against other people in a live market. No house, no odds makers. And as odds move, you can buy in or out anytime throughout the postseason. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code PASS to get $10 when you trade $10. Kalshi. Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Is the volatility of the stock market driving you crazy? Is your retirement account sinking, yet you're getting older and you're starting to worry about, will I have enough for retirement? What about the money in the bank? These banks pay nothing these days. How do we get growth to get to retirement account? It's simple. Move into gold and silver. Want to know how to do it? Listen to my show, Striking Gold, with me, Kenny Michaels.
Turn up the volume. Here's your Sactown Sports Live events calendar, where the action goes way beyond the game. Starting things off June 5th, don't miss a legend, Ringo Starr and his all-star band, live at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Then it's time for summer fun. The El Dorado County Fair runs June 18th through the 21st, packed with rides, live music, great food, and nonstop entertainment. On June 20th, turn it up with the rock favorites, Night Ranger at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. June 26th, another icon hits the stage, John Fogerty at Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Laugh it up July 18th with comedian Gary Owen at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Then August 16th, country superstar Kane Brown takes over Ironstone Amphitheater. September 11th, slow it down with the soulful sounds of Anthony Hamilton at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. And on October 2nd, rock legends Leonard Skinner brings the classic to Ironstone Amphitheater. Concerts, comedy, legends, all in one place. The Sactown Sports Live events calendar. More details at sacktownsports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I'm talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's going on for the Memorial Day sales event?
One word, options. Right now you can finance your new 2026 Ram 1500 with our lowest rate option of 2.9% APR for 72 months with no payments for 90 days. That will save you thousands in finance charges.
But what if I'm looking for a lower payment?
Then you can take advantage of our 4.9% APR financing for 84 months with no payments for 90 days. Either way, you're saving big, and you can get the new Ram of your dreams waiting at Hoblet.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, and now unbeatable interest rates. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
Must finance through SFS for qualified buyers. 2.9% APR for 72 months equals $1,515 per thousand borrowed. 4.9% APR for 84 months equals $1,408 per thousand borrowed. No payment for 90 days on approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase. Offers cannot be combined with other incentives. Excludes Ram 1500 RHO and Tungsten models. Sample VIN 42368. See dealer for details.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
Kind of stole this one from me earlier, but the Knicks are.
Wow.
Yeah. They have outscored their opponents in the last 9 games, which they've won in the playoffs, by a total of 212 points. They only are close with the 2017 Warriors, who were a plus 196 in that span. And it's also the most in the regular season as well, at 212. The second place team was the 1973 Milwaukee Bucks at plus 209, and they actually went 8-1. So they didn't even win all the games.
Wow. I mean, honestly.
That's hot.
That is hot. Well, then who's not?
Well, this might be a personal opinion.
Oh?
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's style of play in the playoffs.
Ah, why is that?
He has fallen on the floor on 17.4% of all shots he has taken.
Oh, somebody had to do a bunch of research to come up with that.
The next highest player is James Harden at 11%.
Yeah.
And when a foul is actually called, he falls on the floor 51% of the time. Annoying to watch, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, Jason. Tom Aberstroh did the work on this for the playoffs, and it's quite interesting. How often does SGA fall, for example, on shots where he's not fouled? Now, this is field goal attempts when there wasn't a foul called during the playoffs. Out of 187 shots taken, he fell 20 times for a 10.7% fall rate, followed by James Harden at 8.7, Jalen Brunson at 7.9, Donovan Mitchell at 7.6, and Victor Wembanyama at 0.6.
Oh.
Yeah, he fell once. What about on fouled shots? When he's fouled, when the whistle, and now not when he's fouled, but when the whistle is actually blown. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander took 37 shots this playoffs when he's been fouled. He has fallen 51.4% of the time. Shockingly, James Harden is second at 29.3. Wembanyama, 25%. He's fallen 7 times. Then Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell. What about on all shots? Foul, no foul, any shots taken? Number 1, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 17.4. Followed by James Harden at 11.9, Jalen Brunson at 9%, Mitchell at 8.4, Wembanyama all the way down in the ethical range of 4.2. Now, I do want to say one thing. I hate, because I hate flopping and I hate falling and I hate all this, just like all of you do. I hate it. But again, in the spirit of calling balls and strikes, I was talking to an ex-NBA player yesterday. No, that's not a flex. It's just I was talking to somebody who used to play the game. And we got on this subject, and they brought up a very interesting point. Yes, they're floppy. Yes, they should be bullied and shamed for it. But there are also athletes that are, in fact, trained when they are at certain angles to, in fact, fall. They actually learn how to fall because some studies show that if you splay your legs a certain way or you try to keep your balance, it's one of the ways that you can, in fact, tear an ankle, tear a knee, stretch a ligament. So some of these guys, in fact, aren't necessarily falling from the contact or maybe because they're flopping, but in fact because they're trying to be safe and protect their bodies, weirdly enough, by falling. He went into more and more detail, and I've never been an NBA player, but I'm going to trust this person, that there's a certain logic I understand that goes with that, and I'll give grace for a little bit of that, but not all of it.
Yeah. What does the eye test say about SGA for you? Do you think he's falling because he...
Yeah, look, man.
Trying to avoid injury?
This all, unfortunately, if we want to be honest, there's only really one person to blame over anyone, over all of this. Anthony, do you want to take a guess as to who is ultimately at fault for this?
I think I know who you're going to say.
Why don't you take a guess? I'll tell you if you're right.
I think it's Mr. James Harden.
That would be a very logical answer. Jason, do you want to take a guess?
I'd like to guess Mr. James Harden.
James Harden, both of you totally understand where you're coming from, but you know what? It's not. It's not James Harden. You have to go to patient 0.
Can I take another guess?
You're going to get it right this time, I have a feeling.
Vlade
Divac ultimately is responsible for the flopping epidemic that we have here. Now, was he the first to ever flop? I'm sure he was not. Was he the first to really popularize flopping and show the rest of the NBA that, yeah, because when Vlade used to flop, other players would bully him about it. They'd speak publicly. They'd talk to him on the court. I'm sure he took a couple hard shots and was then told while somebody was standing over him, now that's a foul. But eventually, players learned that refs fall for this stuff, that it can create a competitive advantage. And in a sport where the margins are so thin, everybody wants a competitive advantage. So the flopping started and went on. And little baby James Harden, all of 8 years old, long beard, was playing basketball one day and saw Vlade Divac and went, I might have to perfect that. And the James Hardens of the world infected the Joel Embiids of the world, infected the Jalen Brunsons and the SGAs and all these floppy fishes now to where they get it. And let's remember, if you really want to, we're blaming Vlade Divac, but Vlade Divac is only a product. You're only a product of the symptom. Because in reality, the ultimate blame is not on a human. It's on a continent. And ladies and gentlemen, some people call that continent Europe. Why are we blaming Europe? Because we're blaming soccer, ladies and gentlemen, because Vlade Divac's little 8, 7, 6-year-old Vlade Divac, chain-smoking Marlboros, watching football, if you will, watched his players, his favorite soccer players in Eastern Europe, get touched on the leg by a mosquito or a shoelace and roll around for 25 yards on the pitch. And then the medical team would come out with the magic spray and spray down the leg. And then they'd magically get up and score a goal 5 minutes later while the other guy that did nothing got a yellow card. And Vlade took that disease and he brought it over to America. And Luka Doncic and James Harden, and these are all the champions of it. But really, Jason, I believe it comes down to Europe and Vlade Divac.
That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. He's impacted the game in many ways.
Yeah, well, at his Wikipedia page where it says HOF, it should say Hall of Flopper. Let's go streaking, please.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking!
All right, well, let's update everybody. Dave, you're at 0. I'm at 4.
Why'd you say it like that? I don't know. Why'd you pause between at and 0? Is it, Dave, you're a failure?
Dave, you're at 0.
All right, thank you.
I'm at 4. Chris is at 8. But updating the season-long stats, Dave, you're now batting .258 with 5 homers and 17 RBI. The home run and RBI lead the show. I'm batting .245 with 2 homers and 10 RBI. Chris is at .259, just 1 homer and 13 RBIs. All right. Dave, at 0, you took Henry Bolte of the A's. Unique situation. He put you up at a tough spot. He did not start.
Yeah.
He came in, so he gets a limited appearance, but he walked. He was a pinch runner, no plate appearance. So Dave, you stay at 0. You didn't get a hit. You didn't lose anything.
I would like to address I would like to approach the bench.
I know what you're gonna. Please.
Thank you. The game is called Let's Go Streaking.
Mm-hmm.
And Henry Bolte did get on with a walk, and he did streak with speed to second base and get a stolen base. I feel like that technically should count as a hit, Your Honor.
No, overruled, but I will tell you, because there was no official plate appearance, you are allowed to use him again today, if you would like.
I could use him again today anyways, right? Because my streak's over, or no?
No, you didn't lose.
Yeah.
You just stayed. If you were at 1, you stay at 1. We're at 0.
Yeah, give me Bolte.
Okay, you're going to take Henry Bolte.
Henry Bolte.
I was at 4, and I took baseball's just most dynamic player in Aaron Judge. He got up 4 times, and Aaron Judge got 0 hits.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. It's over. It's over. Now move over.
You suck.
I know you had the sounder. Sorry.
Was that you?
No.
It's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
And he's not here today to defend himself, but he is at 8, the show leader, and he had 9 before that. He's got hits in 17 of his last 18 games. Let's see if he extends this streak. Ronald Acuna Jr. for Chris yesterday. Ronald Acuna Jr. got 2 hits. He is at 9.
Oh, come on. Am I the only one so far this year that has double digits?
Yes. But Chris is 1 pick away, and he submitted his pick. So, Dave, you're taking Henry Bolte. I'm going to take Sal Stewart of the Reds. Chris is getting Shea Bangaliers. And, Anthony, who are you taking?
Nick Kurtz.
Ooh, not enough of a pause there, but
tried my best.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'm going to take a break. So will Jason, so will Anthony. When we come back, final hour of the week.
Wow. It's going by fast.
Yeah, it really is going by fast. We'll recap Game 2 a little bit last night. We'll talk about some things we haven't talked about yet. As always, clean that up because we got to get out of the way for what's on deck. Celebrity birthdays. And 2 truths and a lie, of which, now that I say that, it reminds me to come up with them.
You weren't ready.
Well, no. I'll be ready when the time is right.
Okay.
Right after this.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses, plus free delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes...
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg that the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though, 'cause now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
This Memorial Day, start zooming past the pump in one of Toyota's 21 industry-leading hybrid and electrified models. Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event is on, so get in and get saving. Score Memorial Day deals on the 50 MPG Corolla Hybrid and the 51 MPG Hybrid Camry, or get 0% APR on Toyota's newest EVs, the 2026 CHR and BZ. Don't miss out on Memorial Day savings at Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event. Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit and cannot be combined with other offers. N6126.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Mike Rowe here with another random fact. Those cracks on your walls aren't just cosmetic. They could mean your home is sinking. Whether it's drywall cracks, exterior cracks, or sticking doors or windows, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys, and they're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to stabilize your foundation. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for detail.
It's the Memorial Day Sell-a-thon at Folsom Lake Ford with employee pricing. Plus, get 2.9% financing. Plus, $1,000 trade assistance on select new Fords. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford today. FolsomLakeFord.com. On approval of credit, see dealer for details.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Is it just me grooving to the hotel, Anthony?
All you.
Dave's probably
walking in.
I saw him. I see him. I saw him. There he is.
No, dude, I was scouting. I'll wear this one. I was talking
donuts?
I was talking Jason, very good guess. By the way, when you said having donuts, Kyle's in the other room, and he turned around with the exact same look my French bulldog has whenever he hears the crinkling of a bag of chips. He turned around immediately with this, are there donuts? Look on his face. I wish you were here for that, Jason.
Mm-hmm. I can picture it.
Yeah.
I've seen that donut look from Kyle.
No, I was I was talking to Joe was holding the door open to get into our inner sanctum here. And then Cody was at the water thingy. Cool. Oh, there you go. Conversation, the water cooler. So anyways, we were walking back. As I'm walking back to our studio, their studio is on the way. So she goes in and she's holding the door open. So then she goes and sits down. I hold the door open, and there on the counter, on their little studio table, box of
still 11.
It was closed. Okay. So I don't know how many have been but let's just say maybe 10 donuts.
Okay.
Sitting in there, just chilling. And gotta be
gaze at him.
Say it again.
Did you make a long look at him?
I might have shifted my glance a couple times over to them while she was looking at me to see if she'd pick up on it. And when I say I might have, I 100% did.
And no pickup?
No. Anthony, do me a favor, would you? Would you go down there and just very politely say, Dave would like to know, as long as you're not busy, if you have 60 seconds for him in studio. She's going to give you a weird look. But
for who?
For Cody, please.
Okay.
Yeah. I think, Jason, I think it's time that we.
I think Anthony's uncomfortable asking.
Oh, I know he is.
I don't think I've ever spoke to them in my life.
Well, there you go.
I was going to go introduce myself. I'll be back.
Call her Miss Cody.
I'll be back in 20 minutes.
Yeah, say, ma'am. Because honestly, and I'll bring this up. By the way, she may just not come down because she probably guesses it's nothing good. By the way, Anthony just looked at me as he was leaving. He looked back as if to say, do you really want me to do this? Yeah, of course.
And Anthony's with us next week, but maybe he'll be like, I don't want to work with him anymore.
Yeah. By the way, if she does come down, I should probably get some headphones for her. Also, not Joe's fault. He's new. If you think about it.
I don't know. I think that might be letting him off the hook.
Has he experienced this? I mean, I'm trying to think.
Well, you brought donuts in there or offered, right?
Okay. Yeah, I think so. And I know that this is going to be like, if we do this, it's going to be like not being invited to the party and confronting the person on not being invited. He came back empty-handed.
You've been declined.
Wow.
Oh.
They have to produce something.
Ooh, okay, Dave. Now there's beef.
I got to be honest. I was trying.
I think that's also a first.
I don't think we ever got turned down for Pat. Nope. By the way, what Anthony, was it declined with a maybe in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or was it just a straight I can't?
No, they have something they said was due in like 30 minutes that they need to make right now.
They have homework?
Wow. Yeah. What
something needed to be
interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
I'm getting out of the middle of this though.
What is there?
Beef between you guys.
Wow.
They did Country in the Park last week, Dave. Like that was the big event.
Yeah, Country in the Park. Yeah.
Are you looking at what they need to make?
No.
How would you look at that?
I don't know. I maybe you guys have access to stuff I don't.
I'm just wondering if maybe. Nah, I don't want to do that if they're busy. I was thinking of throwing the request line out. All right.
Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Hey. I think you just go down there right now. Barge in.
Well, that's the look. Unlike them, we're respectful.
Yeah. Maybe they would have said yes if it was you. Maybe they didn't believe me. They don't know who I am.
I think it's actually more likely they would have come down because they don't know you. And with me, they'd just be like, I'm busy.
They would know the importance of it if someone else is coming down there.
To be fair, she did say that she felt bad saying no.
Okay.
And I said don't.
Let me ask you this. Anthony, the best of your ability, let's role play here. I'll play the part of Anthony, and you play the part of Cody, because I want to get this right.
Okay.
Hey, Cody, could you come down? Dave wants you to come down to the station for a second.
We actually have something that we need to work on in the next 30 minutes. Like, sorry, not right now. I feel bad now.
Jason?
Highly suspect.
You know,
what if you double up? What if Kyle goes down there?
Kyle's shaking his head. Kyle's not going down there.
Start having people hit up their
Kyle
text line.
knows that there's donuts down there.
That's a great point right there. You know,
I'm going to call in. You want me to call in the country line?
Every morning, Cody and I generally arrive at the same time, but I usually arrive like a couple minutes before her. And so as I'm getting my stuff out of my car and getting ready, I would say that probably at least 3, if not 4.5 times a week out of the 5. In order to get in our gate, you have to lean out your window and hit your little fob on the beepy thing. But there's a button on the inside of the gate, if you're already in, where you can automatically make the gate open. So you avoid the beepy thing? Yeah, exactly. And, Cody has got she's not the tallest person in the world. So she doesn't have gorilla arms like I do. So she's got you know what I do, Jason? I go over and I hit the button to open the gate for her. I don't know if I'm going to do that next week. I like her. We love Cody.
Just say you got something to produce.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would have opened the gate for you.
That's when you use their words against them. I can't believe we have a beef. It wasn't with Pat or Tom.
Ever.
No.
Ever. We've never, ever had a beef. Well, Tom had a beef with me.
We just made fun of Tom.
Remember when Tom had a beef with me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
But that was just like one of those like senile old man beefs. He didn't mean it. Like when old men get frustrated with tech and they just lash out.
Hi, this is Tom.
Tom, it's Dave. Hey, hold on. Tom, it's Dave, and you're on the air. Before you say anything else, I have a question. I'm not setting you up. I love you. Jason's on with me, too. Good morning.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Tom. That was a thrilling intro.
First off, Tom, we love you and we miss you. How are you?
I'm good. Hold on one second.
Oh, God.
I'm on the air live with Carmichael Dave at Sports 1140.
Wow, no, Jason.
Is that what you call yourselves now, Sports 1140?
No. Yeah, it's Sactown Sports, and you're also on with Jason
Sactown.
Ross.
Yeah, Sactown. I was going to get to Jason.
Okay, all right.
I like Jason more than you.
I know. All right, look.
Anyway, why are you calling and putting me on the air live?
Well, first off,
Did you ask my permission? Did you ask if it was okay?
Well, I told you in the beginning, so I think, why are you going to sue us?
Well, that remains to be seen.
I'm sorry. From what I see on Facebook, and I mentioned this, Jason, did I not mention this yesterday or the day before? It looks like your fishing guiding service is doing quite well. I saw all the trouts and it's booming even.
It's doing pretty well. In fact, we're out on the water right now. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Are you guys having fun?
Full boat.
Oh God, he's literally working right now. Okay. Well, first off, Chris said we should go. Would you take Jason and Chris and I out?
Yes.
Okay. Second,
but not for trade, full price.
I've got some restaurant gift cards.
Do you have
Buggy
Texas
whip.
Roadhouse? I'll do it for Texas Roadhouse gift cards.
All right, real quick. Here's the problem, and as always, be honest. Joe and Cody, or as we call them, Jody, your successors. I saw on the KNCI Instagram reels that someone somehow they got a dozen Dunkin' Donuts in there. Right, this was a couple hours ago.
Good.
And Jason and I were ruing the fact that, weirdly enough, they have not let us know, nor have they offered us donuts. And Tom, Jason had said it, and I think this is accurate. Probably of the 100 times donuts have been brought in here, 97 of them are either Chris, myself, or Jason. I think you and or Pat may have brought in a couple. But every time, remember that bit I do with the donut box where I'd be like, "Hi, Cody, would you like a donut?" Like, we always come down and offer donuts. Are we justified in having beef and being offended that
they aren't offering you donuts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I think that's kind of. I'm surprised. Maybe they're so busy just getting used to each other that they're really not thinking about anything other than the next break.
Yeah.
Which I don't. You probably haven't done that for a long time. Huh?
What's a break? You have to have. No, I won't say that. Do you think the shoes are so big they're trying to fill that it swallowed up their conscience?
No, I think that they're probably just not, they're probably focused on what they're doing. It's
all right.
They're a new show and they're trying to find their way. They're trying to find their chemistry.
All right. Well, Jason,
Dave, how bad do you want a donut?
I really want a donut, dude. I'm so hungry. Jason, also,
Tom's already eaten lunch.
Yeah, Tom's already had his trout sandwich.
No, but I do have my lunch packed and ready to go. And you go down there, you march down that hallway, mister, and you say, hey, I heard you guys have donuts. And then stand there like an expectant dog.
Well, now that I think that's rude. Tom, listen, I know you're working.
In fact, maybe that look that a dog gets when you're in the kitchen and they're down there and they're looking up at you?
Yeah.
Maybe just do that and scratch a little on the window.
Yeah, well, I could send Kyle down. He's good at that. Real quick, where are you at? What are we fishing for today?
Yeah.
We are out on Folsom Lake. We're in the North Fork right now. We're fishing for rainbow trout, landlocked salmon. We've gone 3 for 4, so we got 3 fish and we lost 1.
Wow. Well, good job on the lost one, Tom. Be better. What if somebody wants to go out fishing with Tom Maley? How would they get a hold of you? Look at me. I'm giving you a plug here.
Wow. GTnetfishing.com. GTnetfishing.com. And if the first person who books right now, I'll buy you a dozen donuts for our trip.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you.
Hey, Dave, can we book our tour right now?
Well, I was just going to say, we are the #1 Nielsen rated sports show in the entire city. So can that, does that count as trade to take us out now? We just gave you a ton of value in advertising.
Did you say Nielsen or Mielsen? It sounded like you said Mealson.
Yeah, Mielsen, which we're not having a Mielsen because they're hoarding the donuts.
Listen, if you guys want to sign up right now, if you want to commit right now, I will have a dozen donuts on the boat for you that morning.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm committing, not to a date, but that will do it.
Yeah, I'm never going to hear from you again.
No, I'll check in on your colonoscopies on Facebook. Tom, in all seriousness, thank you, and we do miss you, and we do love you.
Well, I wish I could say the
same. All right, good luck, dude.
All right,
hold on, sorry, Tom. Good luck, Tom.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Tom Maley.
3 out of 4. I blame the guide for losing the 4th fish.
That's what I'm saying. Be better, Tom.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Sound like he was on our side.
There's no world in which he would not be biased towards them. And I think the act is so egregious that he was forced to be honest and side with us. Okay, well, somehow we'll carry on, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's carry on to. I guess there's no good segue out of that, Jason. No.
I think you just march down there, like you said, and go get the donuts.
What if I just busted in there
in the middle of them recording something?
They're in the middle of recording. Somebody just kick the door open, grab the donuts, and give them the finger.
I think I went in right before they were about to hit the button. I would make the light on outside.
No.
Yeah.
Anthony, would you mind? Why don't you go back down there and just grab the donuts?
The light's absolutely on now. They can't say anything. You're actually kind of right. I could just walk in there and they just have to keep it up.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of, look, honestly, here's a good segue. Speaking of donuts, here's LeBron James talking about whether or not he's going to retire.
I'm still in the moment of like just taking my time and saying I haven't even really thought about it too much.
Okay. Well, what about the family?
1A and 1B is like where do I feel comfortable with doing with my career, but also with my family. You know, how do they feel about whatever decision that I'm able to come up with and make? And that's a joint decision as well. I give them the insight, both my boys, my daughter, and my wife. You know, so, you know, it's 1A and 1B. You know, I don't think one is higher than the other, whatever the case may be.
You know, Jason, you know those they're plain raised donuts with the little sugar frosting on top, pretty standard donut. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah, it's a raised, like a puffier donut, you know, the puffier ones. And then it's got like the little white glaze on top. Let me tell you something. If you really want to do a surprise for after dinner, or even maybe just a Saturday, Sunday snack, take a pat of butter and put it in a pan you'd scramble eggs in, let's say, and let the butter get close to melted all the way down, and then put the donut in the butter and let it sizzle on medium for a minute maybe, and then flip it when it's nice and golden browner. And do the same thing on the other side. Just whatever the frosted side is, do that last, just enough to get the frosting a little, little mushy. Then serve it frosting side up on a plate, and put a scoop of vanilla ice cream in the middle. Oh. It's a wonderful dessert, and it's a great way, especially if it's maybe Sunday night dessert and you had donuts Sunday morning. It's a great way to reuse old donuts.
And because the donut's warm with ice cream?
Mm-hmm. Okay. The ice cream and the donut, the hole in the donut, the ice cream melts. It sits.
You put the ice cream in there, don't you?
You put the ice cream on top of where the center of the donut is, so it's like almost an ice cream stand. And then the warmth of the donut, which is now all soft and flaky and buttery, and the ice cream melts into the donut. It's so darned good.
Okay.
Duly
noted.
What if Cody came down here and just opened the door, like slammed open the door and threw the donuts Frisbee style at me? I was like, thanks a lot.
Yeah, but you'd be mad for a second, but you would eat the donuts.
You're damn right I would. You darn.
They don't even know you're mad.
That's true. They don't. That's true. They don't. Here's
word travels.
Here's LeBron James on Victor Wembanyama.
He has the ability to do things that we haven't seen in our league, like, ever. But his IQ, like, you could tell by the way he talks, you could tell by his demeanor, like, he knows the game. He was taught the game the right way. And San Antonio continues to get lucky as with these generational talented IQ, smart, but like, listen, keep the main thing. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and now Wemby, like, guys who they have this
dead serious.
They have this dead serious mentality. They have these blinders, these horse blinders on, and they like, the mission is the mission, and that's all that matters, and it's pretty remarkable to see.
I got one for you, Jason, then we got a break.
Yeah.
LeBron's a free agent this year.
Uh-huh.
What if LeBron decided he did want to play until the Olympics, as I have predicted?
Right.
So what if LeBron signed a 2-year, $20 million contract with the Spurs, and they went on to win like the next 3 titles? Do the titles that add to his legacy, because he'd passed Jordan, are they outweighed by just how badly he'd get dragged for backpacking onto a title? I love the thought of that.
I know. It's interesting because, the only reference we have is, I think currently, or relatively currently, would be KD.
Yeah.
But the pushback on the KD titles was he was the MVP of those teams. He was to me the largest reason why they won the finals. Now, I don't know if that would be the case with LeBron, but LeBron's still so good. But you got to figure, if you're going to join Wemby, you're doing most of that heavy lifting because of all the things you get from Wemby.
That's the thing, especially if the Spurs don't win it this year, then he could say, unlike Durant, say they didn't win a title till I got there.
True. And he's been a winner. You can the LeBron haters are out there no matter what.
Yeah.
But, depends on how it looked.
I think in that case, LeBron would definitely be the scoop of ice cream on Wemby's glazed donut. Sounds weird, but it works.
Sure.
All right, we'll take a break. Final
butter.
When we come back. What's on deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing, celebrity birthdays, and then Friday fun and games. By the way, did you get mine, Jason?
Yeah, but I thank you for submitting those, but you're going to be the one that says it.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
What happened?
Hold on. Hold on. Huh, what? Do you want me to interrupt? No, yeah, come in here. Cody just came in. I don't know why. She's carrying some. What does she got in her hands here? Oh, hold on. There you go. I had turned that on. Hello, Cody.
Hi, I don't mean to interrupt your program because I know this is like really important stuff.
Super important. We were just talking about if you, speaking of donuts, if you took a donut and you put it in some butter and fried it on each side and then put ice cream in the middle, it's a good dessert.
Is that a thing?
Look at that look.
I just saw it the other. It's really good.
Okay.
You should try it. So, but go ahead. You have a box of donuts.
Kind of gross.
Yeah, it might be.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I got a text from Tom, who doesn't even work here anymore. He's retired, and he was like, "Hey, Dave wants your donuts." So I was like, "Okay,
what?
We'll bring the donuts down."
What a liar!
Did he just see that on my social media and text me that?
That's what I'm thinking.
You didn't say anything to him. You said something to him.
No,
Don't lie.
are you implying I brought him on the air for 10 minutes and we
Did
talked
you just
about
ask
it?
who's Tom? He's not relevant because he doesn't work here and hasn't worked here for like over a year.
Jason's
so.
in Houston, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Yeah.
We were just remarking that I saw on the reel that you guys had donuts.
Okay.
And all I was saying is, should our tiny feelings be a little bit hurt?
Which, okay, when I got the text from Tom, I was like, I already know where this is headed. Dave's going to say, I bring in donuts all the time and I always offer it, especially to me.
Right. I even talked about the bit I do where, hey, Cody, I'm a donut.
Yes. Yeah. So
you love so much.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be.
When I say that this morning was so chaotic, this wasn't supposed to be donuts.
Whoa.
This came from a DoorDasher. This was supposed to be the new viral bucket from Dunkin' Donuts, the drink bucket.
Gotcha. Oh, I didn't even know about that.
We talked about it yesterday. Okay. They started today. They dropped nationwide today.
Okay.
Joe thought there was a Dunkin' Donuts near him. Turns out it was a Dutch Bros, and he didn't figure that out till this morning.
Okay.
So we got a DoorDasher to bring us one of these buckets. It wasn't on the DoorDash menu, so the woman said, well, why don't you buy a dozen donuts? We'll swap it out for the bucket. We know your name. We know the order, whatever. Well, they forgot and didn't do it. So the bucket's at the Dunkin' Donuts. Now we have donuts. So anyway,
and that's a fine-looking set of donuts.
Do you want one?
You know I'm good, honestly, but thank you.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my gosh. All that for this? To not even take one?
No, but come on. That's the funnier answer. Yes, I will
True.
take this one right there.
And I'm sorry. Look at that. That's half a donut.
Yeah.
And guess who does that every single time? Me.
Is that you?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to hold it up to the camera. I don't even know where the camera is right now.
The camera is right
there.
there.
Hi.
Yeah.
So these are the donuts, and there's a
Look at
half
those.
one in there. I am that jerk that always puts in half the donut.
That's fine, but you didn't bite it. You used your
No,
finger.
I use my fingers, but it's still also not great.
Okay. Well,
Anyway.
it's like I was telling Jason. They probably are busy. They're probably...
Which we are today.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
and that's fine. And
we have a long weekend ahead of us. We've got a lot to do.
Yeah, and you just probably... It wasn't top of mind. Feeding us shouldn't be top of mind. You were
I feel
busy.
bad because I feel like it's always top of mind for you with me.
Honestly, you guys got stuff going on. It's the new adjustment and all that. We were
Right.
fine. Jason was the one pissed.
Okay.
Yeah, I was furious.
Jason in Houston who can't even enjoy one.
Yeah, I know, but I'll hold it up for him and he
All
can
right.
try him.
All right. Hi, Jason.
Hi, thank you.
My
Hi,
new
Cody.
producer guy that's stepping in and hanging out with us.
That's Cody, everybody, from
All right.
Joe. Cody,
Thank
Cody,
you.
Joe, and 105.1.
Enjoy your
KFC.
donut.
All right, thank you so much. Look at that.
That was great, Dave. That's a victory,
She's
but in
great.
fact, they do not have the bucket.
No, they don't have the bucket.
Yeah.
Hey, how funny was that, though? No, I don't want a donut. We'll take
You took two, didn't you?
I'm going to. When we come back, what's on deck? Celebrity birthdays, Friday Fun and Games next.
Take Sactown Sports with you everywhere you go with the Sactown Sports app. The most in-depth coverage of the Kings and 49ers. A library of written and video content. And all your favorite personalities all in one place. Download the Sactown Sports app today and get in on the action. Your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about Jonathan Gonzalez and Gonzalez Law. Yeah, there are many reasons to choose him. And first and foremost, I've talked to you about him being local right here in downtown Sacramento. And he has helped many, many people. I have had a chance to go to his office, to meet him, to have lunch with him, to golf with him. And really, I think what I'm talking to you about for him is his years of experience, how he can help you. And there's many reasons to choose Gonzalez Law. Go to saclegaldefense.com, 916-304-9187. Now, whether you need criminal defense, someone to defend you for an auto accident, maybe something work-related, wrongful termination case, sexual harassment case, or the area that a lot of people have been asking about that he has specialized in and has helped many people out is expungement, something that's on your record, maybe happened years ago, but it's followed you around. It's still with you. You'd like it removed. He can help you with that. It's called an expungement. Get those rights back. Get your life back in order. No case is too big or too small, and they offer free and confidential case evaluations. It's Gonzalez Law, Jonathan Gonzalez, saclegaldefense.com, 916-304-9187.
No way. Gas prices shot up again.
I know, but I got us covered.
So generous. What's your deal?
What's my deal? I went to Metro and saved. Got 4 lines for just $25 each and 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G phones, and all on the T-Mobile network.
How about we go to Metro today?
Get that more for your money feeling. Visit your Metro by T-Mobile store. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
No matter where you're headed this Memorial Day, know that every road starts with Cellathon. Going on now at your California Ford dealers. It's your chance to get great deals on select Ford vehicles like the F-150 truck, Bronco Sport SUV, Explorer, or Mustang Mach-E. Experience confidence and capability at your home, on the next road, and on every rough trail. There's no better time to say yes and save. With iconic Ford trucks and reliable SUVs, this is where Memorial Day starts. You don't want to miss this. Hurry in because Cellathon absolutely ends May 26th. Cellathon, going on now. Go to your California Ford dealers.
Contractors, remodelers, you now have a great supplier to assist you with your next project. Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento. They are Northern California's best kitchen and bathroom remodeling supply store. Anova has the latest cabinet styles, a great selection of countertops, flooring, bathroom fixtures, and more. Visit their website, InnovaCabinetStone.com. Take advantage of their grand opening special, a $750 in-store credit. Stop by today, Anova Cabinet and Stone in Sacramento.
Hey, movie fans, get ready. Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu is landing at the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento. The galaxy's toughest warrior is back, facing new enemies and bigger battles. Don't just watch the action. Feel it on the Esquire IMAX 6-story screen, Sacramento's biggest, loudest, and most immersive movie-going experience. Grab your tickets now for Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
Good shot, baby.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Elk Grove Honda has your Honda. And right now, you can lease the 2026 Honda Accord SE for just $269 a month with $49.99 down, including first payment due at lease inception, excluding tax and license. 35 monthly payments of $269 plus tax, license, and 0 security deposit. Mileage in excess of $10,000 per year at 20 cents per mile. There's 5 at this price. It's the lease you can do. Done right here at Elk Grove Honda, under the flag in the Elk Grove Auto Mall.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
It's the River Cats Report. What's going on with the Giants AAA squad? The River Cats Report.
All right, it is time for the River Cats Report each and every Friday. Let's tell you what's going on with our Sacramento River Cats. Well, tonight it is Bryce Eldridge Bobble Card Giveaway. Got to get there quickly. First 2,500 out there at the park. Tomorrow night, DC Comics Night plus fireworks. Always gorgeous in the Sacramento evening. And on Sunday, May 24th, it's Heroes Day. We're honoring military, first responders, those who have served. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, that is your River Cats Report.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be fun.
It's time for What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
Jason, did you say bobble card?
I did.
The hell is a bobble card?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask.
I'm looking it up right now. Well, okay. It's a card with the bobbling head on it.
It has a physical head on it,
Well,
or is it a photo of it?
Think of like a card where like the face is a separate thing that comes out, and if you shake the card, it bobbles.
It's like on a spring?
Yeah, or something. I
Outward?
guess. I'm just looking at pictures. I didn't know there were bobble cards. You can make your own bobble card?
I mean, you could just put a spring on any card, right?
But how fun would that be, though, just to have in your back pocket? Like, you see somebody and you have a nice conversation with them. You're like, hey, here's an autographed bobble card for you.
Yeah,
And then
with like your own face on it?
Yeah. And then as they're
Okay.
walking, you hide around the corner as they're walking away to watch them throw it away. But, you know. Jason, if I got you some bobble cards, would you? What would you do with them? Of your own?
Oh, I'd keep them.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'd be into that.
What's on deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. Well, the Giants are hosting the White Sox. Will they figure out new ways to lose this weekend? Stay tuned. McDonald versus Martin on the mound. By the way, this ain't your daddy's White Sox. Davis Martin for the 25-24 White Sox. 6-1 with a 1.61 ERA and a WHIP at 0.98 leads off for Martin.
Good.
By the way, Trevor McDonald 2-0 with a 2.37 ERA, a WHIP at an even one. Dare I say a pitcher's duel tonight?
You can say it.
I will
and
say
you did.
I dared. Springs versus Walker Buehler, Texas Ranger. A's Padres. That's a clash of the Titans right there, as the Padres are 29-20. The Athletics with a 1.5 game lead over the Rangers, 2.5 over the Mariners, who some of you won tickets from us to go see. They come to Sacramento next week. But in the meantime, the A's, and, well, you know, it's, got to be honest, it's Kyle's Padres down in San Diego. Otherwise, Kyle would be there rooting against Sacramento like the traitor he is.
Yeah.
And then finally, Thunder Spurs.
Thunder Spurs.
NBC tonight, 5:30. Spurs, as we pointed out earlier, favored by 1.5. That tells you more than likely one or both of Harper and Fox not playing. We got Friday Fun and Games coming up in just a few minutes. In the meantime, Celebrity Birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Crumble with just the one L. Well, I guess the other Crumble has one L too. Hey, are you playing Celebrity Birthdays with your friends? Nothing better than Crumble Cookies to go with it. That's the best read ever. Jason, who's old?
First off, I need to do some birthday shout-outs.
Oh.
How about Whitey Gleason? Happy birthday today.
Whitey
Happy
Gleason.
birthday.
And by the way, can I just add, when he will be, I don't know if, I assume he's working today. He generally, you know.
Ironically, Alan's out.
Alan's taking Friday off. Is Alan off every Friday? Does he have the Johnny Carson deal or what?
I don't know.
He does.
Anyways, feel free to call and wish him, and he's going to be modest about this. The guy does not age. The big 8-0 for Whitey Gleason today.
Wow.
Exactly. Happy 80th, Kevin Whitey Gleason. We love you, my man. What a freaking accomplishment. How about who else, Jason?
Well, and then shout out to the midday show. They'll be in here soon for Friday Fun and Games. Matt George, birthday tomorrow, and I believe Kayla is Sunday. My goodness.
And
That's a lot.
And how old are they?
I don't know.
I'm going to say they're both 28.
Okay.
All right,
I
Matt,
think you're right.
Matt's probably 22, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Let's test you and Anthony on this. First and foremost, on this date, May 22nd, in what year did Mission Impossible come out?
Oh.
And at this point, these missions, I guess, are possible because they keep happening.
They're all possible. It should be Mission Possible. You're 100% right. By the way, I saw Jack Reacher with Tom Cruise last night. I'd never seen it before.
I love
The first one? Very good.
Yeah. Is there more than one?
There's
two.
Oh,
The second one's Jack Reached.
Stupid.
Reacher-er.
Why did that get me? And when you say Mission Impossible, you're talking about the Tom Cruise versions?
Yes.
I'm going to say, oh, God. Was it the 90s? I'm going to say 1998.
Oh, okay. I think you're right, but I'm just gonna go 99 because I don't want to. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Dave is closer. 1996.
Wow.
All right.
I
Let's
love
try
those
some
movies.
music.
They're great.
Let's try some music. Fergie, Big Girls Don't Cry, came out on this day in what year?
London, 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 what? London, 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 what? London Bridge is coming.
Big Girls Don't Cry.
Oh, okay, sorry. Ferg. Her full first name, by the way, is Ferguson.
Yes.
She is 49.
Wait, I thought we were guessing the song.
The song, Big Girls Don't Cry.
Oh, sorry. 2009.
04.
Dave, slightly closer, 2007.
Yes.
Okay, happy birthday, Novak Djokovic.
Are you shaking your
I
head?
have no idea who that is.
You don't know who Novak Djokovic is?
I don't know who that is. I'm sorry.
There are some that say the greatest male tennis player of all time.
Oh,
certainly
wow.
in the top 4 or 5.
I'm sorry to all tennis fans.
More like Novak Djokovic. Jeez. 41.
42.
Dave, slightly closer, 39.
I'm betting wrong.
Lori Markkinen.
Larry is 29.
28.
We have a correct answer, and it goes to Carmichael Dave, 29 for Lori Markkinen. I don't know what they call it when he. I don't know what they call it when he has surgery, but Tommy John.
Ha! Does Tommy John have other people's surgery? By the way, what about Larry Bird's rights? Does he have any of his own?
No. No, those are other people's rights.
Tommy John, still with us, by the way, at 82.
84.
Oh, we have a tie. Tommy John is 83.
The one time I don't just go
You so
over.
rode my back on that, though. Did you know who Tommy John was?
Yeah, I know who
Okay,
Tommy
all
John
right,
is.
all right.
All right. Former King, Randy Brown. Great defensive player.
Randy Brown. Steven in the chat, our good friend who called earlier, says, honestly, I wouldn't ever guess Whitey was 80. Seriously, you wouldn't. He looks great. Yeah. But just remember, I interviewed him in 7th grade. That's how far back he goes. Who did you say, Randy Johnson?
Nope. Randy Brown.
Randy Brown is, Randy's 44.
43.
What?
He's 58.
Randy Brown.
I don't know who we're talking about.
Randy Brown. I thought you said Mandy Brown.
Yeah. I thought I said Mandy Johnson.
Yeah. We'll take a break. When we can I preview what the topic is for Friday Funny Games?
You already said it, but do it again.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, I did, huh? God dang, I'm just not great.
2 donuts and a
2 truths and a lie. Friday Funny Games version. These are always fun. Coming up next.
After an impressive 2025 season, Sacramento Kings center Maxime Reynaud has been named to the NBA's all-rookie second team. With emerging young talent in their front court and a top 10 draft pick this summer, should the Kings prepare to embrace a youth movement in 2026?
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball.
Sactown Sports 1140.
May is here, and so is your excuse to hit the ballpark. The green and gold are bringing the energy all month long with fan-favorite bobbleheads, can't miss post-game fireworks, and a ballpark atmosphere you don't want to miss. Turn up for Sacramento Saturdays and bring the whole crew out for Stompin' Sundays, packed with kid-friendly fun, giveaways, and the opportunity for kids 14 and under to run the bases after the game. Enjoy big swings and bigger moments all May long in West Sacramento. Lock in your seats now at athletics.com/tickets.
This Memorial Day, grab summer and savings by the wheel at Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event. Lakeside, Mountainside, or Oceanside, Toyota's got the perfect deal on the perfect pickup for California. Get Memorial Day savings with low 2.99% APR plus $500 finance cash on the rugged 2026 Tacoma SR5, or get $3,000 cash back on the powerful 2026 Tundra. Hurry to Toyota's Summer Starts Here sales event today. Toyota, let's go places. Offers available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Cannot be combined with other offers. Cashback offers exclude Tundra TRD Pro and 6126.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money. A lot. And that's important, trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Over the years, some of golf's best stories were about the legendary Ben Hogan. Tommy Bolt once said that Hogan was the only player he'd ever known to get an ovation on the practice tee. He said he saw Hogan playing practice rounds before a tournament where half the gallery was made up of other professionals. When Bolt was asked who was better, Jack Nicklaus or Ben Hogan, Bolt replied, "Well, I saw Nicklaus watch Hogan practice, but I never saw Hogan watch Nicklaus." That's a pretty definite answer. Hogan described the game of golf as a game of misses. He said, "The player who misses best is the one who's going to win." He believed that the first hole was the most important, saying, "Well, if you don't birdie the first hole, how can you expect to birdie them all?" Ben Hogan knew the value of positive thinking on the golf course. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Support comes from Amazon Business. You can't rely on guesswork to run your business. With Smart Business Buying, innovative AI tools optimize your purchasing experience, paired with delivery options built for business. Empower your team today. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Looking for a new truck? Looking to save money? At Folsom Chevy, they can help you with both. Get Memorial Day savings now. Every new 2026 Trax in stock going for $3,500 under MSRP. Great price and great mileage. For General Manager Eric Wilson and his team, it starts and stops with you and your experience. Hop on Highway 50, Folsom Chevy, between the Hazel and Folsom exits at the Folsom Auto Mall, or go to folsomchevy.com. From the mountains to the levee, think Folsom Chevy.
We have finally made it to Friday.
Let's end your week the right way with Friday Fun and Games
on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
All right, here we go. Friday time. Friday fun
Friday
and
fun
games.
and games.
Oh, I guess I don't have to move my. Do I?
Jason
Yeah,
Ross
camera's
is
over
used
there.
Okay, yeah. What is what?
That thing.
It's a donut.
Oh, that's a donut, Kayla. Why do you?
Why do you have it?
Because
Long story.
We spent most of the final last hour on it.
You heard about this.
KNCI got
now I'm
donuts,
putting it together.
and then I did a whole segment with Jason about how they didn't offer us any.
So,
and then we called Tom Maley on the air to ask him if we were okay to have beef with them.
That's how it all went.
And then Tom narked us off to Cody, and Cody brought it.
I have a leading question.
By the way, the best part is I'm the only one, Jason, that got a donut, and Kyle. I think Kyle is gripping right now because
I want one too.
Yeah,
well, that's what I was gonna ask.
It's our birthday weekend.
Did you ask him that question so that you would be offered a donut?
Correct.
I felt that.
I
absolutely. You know me so well.
I
very leading
guarantee you,
question.
if you went
You know me
down
so
there
well.
and said, "Hey, can I have a donut?" they would happily give you one.
Hey, it's Matt's birthday tomorrow. Kayla's on the weekend. Like, they should get donuts.
I agree.
And
Thank
Whitey's
you.
birthday
Thank you.
today.
The
Whitey, triple threat.
Triple threat, baby.
As I said, and being serious here, Whitey doesn't age.
Mm-mm.
And today is it. Make sure when you see him, 80th birthday.
What a guy!
Unbelievable.
Wow, he
Maybe
looks great.
He's one of the aliens amongst us.
Yeah, I think so. Him and Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
He's amazing. And Adam Silver.
Oh.
Yeah. Friday Fun and Games, Jason Ross.
Yes.
What's on tap? Deck.
All right, let's go. You guys know it. Hopefully you've done your assignment. 2 truths and a lie. We got to fly through this. So here's the way it goes for Matt and Kayla that haven't played before, I don't think, with us. Dave will start. Dave is going to say 3 statements. One will be a lie. 2 will be truth. We all get a chance to ask a question regarding one of the statements. One question to see if it helps us guess our answer. So Dave, go ahead and fire away with your 2 truths and 1 lie in whatever order.
Okay. I have touched, meaning made human contact with 1 president and 2 vice presidents. I have flown a private plane as the pilot for a few minutes. I was once accused by the FBI of felony arson.
So do I ask a question first?
Yeah.
You can ask a question. Yeah.
Well, first off, I 1,000% believe he flew a private airplane because Dave flies private all the time.
Not true.
Sometimes the lie is hidden in some close truth.
Hey, pipe down, Helperton.
Who was the president?
Who was the president?
Not the vice president.
Who was the president? Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. Shocking.
All right, Kayla. Any questions?
Wait, what is shocking?
I don't know.
Okay.
Do I have any questions?
Yeah. Do you have any
You
questions?
don't have. You're allowed 1 question before we guess.
Where'd you fly the plane to?
It was from here. It was from Mayfair Air Force Base, where the FBO is, to Palm Springs.
Yeah, he flew a private plane to Palm Springs, just like we all do.
It wasn't mine.
Very believable.
It
Anthony,
was not,
do you have a question?
It was not mine.
What was like the size of the plane? Was it like a private jet, or was it one of those little tiny like propellers?
I think honestly, it was an 8-seater. It was a dual prop plane.
Okay.
And my question would be, Dave, what was the felony?
There was felony arson. I was accused by the FBI and interrogated for felony arson.
Okay. Matt, Kayla, Anthony, myself, our guesses?
Which is the truth?
I know.
Which is the lie?
Oh, yeah, which is the lie?
I don't think
Is
he
it
flew
2
a plane.
truths and a lie? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he knows that we'd make rich jokes.
Yeah.
So he's hiding the lie amongst the private plane stuff.
So that's 2 of those. Kayla, what do you think?
What did you say the first one was again?
I have touched, meaning made human contact, basically a handshake or more, with 1 president and 2 vice presidents.
Kissy. I'm going to say I'm with Anthony.
Yeah,
I think the plane
plane
is a lie.
I think that's obvious, though. I'm going to go the first one.
First one?
I am too. I'm with Kayla.
You're saying you 2 are saying the president thing is a lie. Anthony, you and Matt are saying the private plane is a lie.
Everyone believes you with arson.
Everyone believes that I was
100%.
accused by the FBI.
Anyone could be
of
accused.
felony arson.
Right.
If you said convicted, I definitely would have believed it.
Well, guys, the felony arson, unfortunately for all of you, nope, that happened.
Yep.
I have never flown a plane. I've flown
There
every
we go.
plane, but hell no would I
right.
not do that.
Let's
I
go,
thought that
Anthony.
was too obvious, though, for some reason.
He tried to hide it in the rich, you know?
You got the best lies are 10% truth.
Yeah.
Hide it in the rich.
Okay. Matt, 2 truths and a lie.
Okay. I got run over by a high school football lineman that went on to be an NFL pro.
That's very believable.
My uncle was one of the 3 lead architects of Oracle Arena in the Bay.
That's a flex, so that's true.
And I won multiple poetry contests as a kid and technically have a published children's book.
That's a bigger flex.
Very detailed, too.
I don't think
Questions?
you got ran over. I don't even have a question.
I have a question.
Wait, what was you saying?
I don't think you got ran over. That's my guess.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
And I'm looking very carefully at you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's the player that ran you over?
Colton Miller. Roseville High School.
Damn.
Raiders legend.
What were the other 2?
The other two, my uncle is one of three lead architects at Oracle Arena.
And then the third?
And then I won multiple poetry contests as a kid and technically have a published children's book.
Okay, three you did not do. That's a lie.
The published children's book one?
Yeah.
I don't know why. I got a weird...
You didn't ask a question. You just accused.
I got a weird feeling it's the Oracle thing that's the lie. Like, that just seems like it would be the thing.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that's the lie. Jason, you have a question?
I'm going to, and I could be risking this, but Colton Miller's an offensive lineman, and unless he played linebacker in high school, which he could have, I'm going to say it's the high school.
No, I said a high school football lineman.
Not a linebacker. I said a high school football lineman.
Did you look him up?
Who, me?
What's that?
You knew who he was talking about?
Me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Bruin.
Oh, okay.
He's a Bruin, of course.
There we go.
All right. After
Jason
that
knows.
disclosure, are you sticking with the Colton Miller, Jason?
No, I'm going back to the children's book poetry.
All right. Anthony?
I'm still sticking with
he got steamrolled?
He didn't
He
get
did not.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Matt?
Okay. Wait. So you think the
We've got
lie?
every guess.
Yeah.
Okay. My uncle is indeed a lead architect of Oracle Arena.
Lame.
I do have technically a published children's
Very
book. Multiple.
Wow.
My grandma was a poetry literary
you
agent.
almost got ran over.
I did get run over by a high school football player at Del Oro High School, but it was not Colton Miller. It was not an NFL player.
That's janky.
Ow.
That's a little janky.
All right.
Yeah.
You said hide
All right.
the lie and the truth.
Hide your kids. Hide your
All right, Kayla, don't disappoint.
Ah, goodness.
Yeah, Kayla.
Got you, idiots. Well, Anthony got it.
So I had my entire college tuition paid for through a scholarship.
Okay.
That only our specific senior class had a chance to apply for.
Okay.
I represented the entire city of Spokane as a lilac queen.
Okay.
What does that mean?
And I,
It's a flower.
the lilac's like the big parade every
Oh,
year.
yeah, that one.
Sure.
And then I was actually arrested and put in handcuffs in the back of the car after I fled from the police.
Well, I know that one's true.
That's 100% true.
No, I
So
know that
it's,
one. She told that story
the
on the air.
parade or the
First one's a lie.
scholarship?
No, she definitely. Yeah, because she said she told us she's a dancer. and,
First
like,
one's a
pageant.
lie.
Yeah, first one's a lie. I think you've definitely been in the parade.
Yeah. Jason?
I'm going to say the second one's a lie.
Okay. I actually did represent Spokane, all of Spokane, as a lilac princess. I was not selected as the queen.
Idiots. We're all stupid.
Even though
Wow.
most people said I should have been.
Jason, I